Yeah. It's rich, y'all. I'm talking my shit. Please excuse me if I'm light tipping. I ain't no racist, but I'd rather deal with white women. This shit amazing, she be out here doing light killers. You give a nigga the bag and he gon' get her right with him. Just left Atlanta to go to Cali, nigga, we sight flipping. Gave the bitch 200 for the pussy, nigga, that's light pimping. Hope they'll cut the dough, nigga, cause we cooking, nigga, that white business. Trapping out the rentals, I know they licking, so I slight tenant. Boston piped in it.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year and welcome back to BlkPrint. Hell yeah.
Happy New Year. I'm actually past my Happy New Year point. I haven't said it.
But we haven't like
I know we back, but I'm just past my point. So when y'all hear this, I didn't even say Happy New Year. But yeah, we here.
We here.
2023.
BlkPrint, J5 here, Josh Pease. We're coming into 2023 with a new setup. It's real nice.
Yeah, shout out to my man Mark behind the boards, killing it.
Yeah.
This whole setup is all in your brain. To me, at least.
It's been literally me and MC literally doing this like every day almost for the past 2 weeks. Like getting different stuff thanks to the patrons, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, patrons, let me know how y'all like my mic placement because I'm struggling with it right now. It's going up and down. So just let me know how y'all feeling.
Going up and down.
Pause. That's a big pause.
Yeah. Already 2023. That's our first one of the year. How you feel about
pause
that?
of the year.
How you feel about that, MC?
I'm just completely stunned at Josh. I mean, I did want to give big love and shout outs to all the patrons for making this happen for us in 2023. Because man, big week for us this week. 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Really?
Yep. Of the name change.
Oh damn.
From
BlkPrint.
Yeah.
1 year.
From RNC Radio podcast to BlkPrint, and you know we had an idea and we started with the ASF list 2021.
Yeah.
Then we did the 2022 one.
We should have a cake or something.
2 weeks ago. We'll do that.
You should bake one.
I'm not good at baking.
Actually, it's funny that baking is so different from cooking, but
it is because baking takes a level of
you can't fuck up in baking. You can fuck up in cooking and kind of like get it back,
finesse it. Like you could just toss some shit. You can I put too much. I'll just overcompensate by putting more of something else in. With baking, if you fuck up flour or water, it's not gonna come out right at all. Trust me, I've fucked some things up. I actually haven't talked about a lot of the times I've actually fucked food up.
Like, oh yeah, we should do that on like the B-Socks or something. We could do that.
I could talk about.
I could talk about my cooking adventures
because like there's been one time where I started on my Instagram stories. I started chronicling a meal that I was making, and then I stopped because I fucked it up and nobody saw the end result.
Like, nah, I burnt this.
I don't know if anybody remembers that, but we're in a new year. We got a lot. We got a lot of plans and a lot of things we want to do this year. We also got a lot of things we're going to talk about in 2023 as well. Thank you guys for going on that journey with us, and thank you guys for listening and also being patient with me because I fucked up on BlkPrint Radio last week.
Oh, what? Oh, getting it out.
I did not send Mark the files.
It's all good.
That's on me. Well, at that point I wasn't frolicking. It was just a stressful day.
Yeah.
It was a stressful night. I did the show. I flipped it around. I packed, and then I moved. And I was like, I think I said like I'm gonna send Mark the files before I leave at midnight. And then I never did. And then I got to New York, and then I said, Mark, I'm gonna have my wife do it for you, and I got you. And
I knew that was happening. I knew that was.
Once 11 o'clock hit, I was like, yeah, it's not happening.
Even when I said it to her. I said, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I'm going to need you to, go in. You're going to download this app, right? Then you're going to take the card. I just think her getting and here's, not to disrespect her or anything. She's just not really good at technological tech stuff. Okay. She's not good at it. I'm
not either. So it is what it is. I mean, I am, but I can do it.
You know how to, like basic, like if I would be like, oh, Josh, I need you to, do this. You'll be able to do it. With her, I'll be like, you got to download this app. You got to take the micro SD card out. You got to go find this. You got to go find it. There's just too much steps for her to do that. And then I was like, you got to wait for it to actually convert because you can't just take the files out and all that stuff. So it was on me. I had a really important trip to New York that we're going to talk about. We'll talk about this on this episode.
I will say, though, the one thing that we have learned throughout all three of us within these past 2 weeks, and especially within this new year, being hashtag real content creators.
Yeah.
It's fucking stress.
It is.
For you guys. I'm cooling.
Off of the printers.
Yeah, man.
We have been doing a good amount of testing though. The new camera has us looking nice. But then depending on what you're using, you got to get the settings right. You got to get if you're using Mac, you got to get the adapters right. You got to get the lighting right. Man, for this to be a 3-team combo, it's crazy.
Yeah.
If you was to see what me and Josh is looking at
Saw
right
type
now,
of screens and shit in front of me.
like
It's real digital.
Yeah, it's super digital in New York, and we ain't finished yet. We ain't finished yet. Just like this year, we are not finished with what we're about to do. Thank you guys for listening. You'll be able to hear the BlkPrint Radio episode with me, Josh, and Eddie Bansky, if you will. Really good episode.
It's a good episode. Yeah, I was just listening. It's funny, like I never realized just like how much he's doing on the other side of basketball,
right?
And just about basketball. And I like the idea of like taking your passion and making a business of it.
Yeah, so, and how much he did and how much he's done before.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he worked at the smoking section before.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. And then even just to move from Sacramento to New York, I'm like, damn, I didn't realize
that's quite the move. I think he actually upgraded in a lot of ways.
Oh, absolutely. No disrespect to Sacramento, but come on.
There's just more to do. There's just more to do. You know what I'm saying? There's no disrespect to anybody in Sacramento, but just more to do. But that's a great episode. I'm glad that we could actually, get that out to you guys. And that was the first episode of the year for AMP. Our AMP deal is we're about to hit the year.
Yeah, a year mark. Shout out to AMP, man.
Shout out to AMP. We gotta have some conversations about
renegotiation. Another $5 million.
You know what I'm saying? we gotta put some new points on the contract. I want some equity.
We're gonna talk about that off here.
Investments.
Hey man, investments. Hashtag. Nah,
I gotta honestly say, how has it felt for this first year? Because I still think AMP is a very, very underrated app.
It's dope, man. I feel good being like one of the pioneers of it and just being first, what do they call it? Not first responders, first
early adopters.
Early adopters. I love that term. Yeah, that's one of my favorite terms.
We were in AMP when it was in beta.
Yep.
And there were no options. It was
even to see how different the app looks now. Damn.
We had nothing. We had no chat. We had nothing. At one point we didn't even have Mark. At one point.
No search.
No search, nothing.
Yeah.
And now what it is now, and then the app has grown with us. So I think that's the best part about AMP. So shout out to Amazon on that. But we're getting in the groove of things 2023, man. Today was my first day back at work. I was annoyed as fuck.
Hey man, I like how everyone took the extended, like starting the week after. Yeah, that's the new move. Like I'm about to make that like the unwritten rule of the industry. I've been telling all my people like, yo, like next year we doing it the week after. Like, just know, like, cause some people didn't get the memo.
Yeah,
I got the memo. I made the memo, so I knew. But a few of my colleagues, I was like, yo, like you got to know it's the week after.
Yes,
I came back in. I'm right in the groove. I'm running right in the play.
That is true. Here's the thing. I was in the groove. Like I completed a lot of stuff today for not being there for that extra week. Same. But I was annoyed as hell doing it the whole time because it was like they could not wait for me to get back.
That's funny. I wasn't annoyed. I took it. I was ready.
You took it in stride.
I was in that mode, bro. Like you understand. Like I woke up this morning. I played "Stick to the Models" by Future. I went to the gym. I was like, yeah, I'm in that mode. I was ready.
2023 vision,
nigga. Yeah. This is January 1st.
Yeah,
you understand. Honestly, and I hate to be one of them niggas, but like I started January like 2 months ago. Like, I've been thinking about January. Like I just been thinking about January and just like the things I want to do in 23, and and that's why today, like that extended vacation was more just to get my mental right.
Right.
But yeah, man, I hit the ground running.
I took that extended vacation because I had a really special and important thing I had to do in New York. Mm-hmm. A good friend of ours, one of my groomsmen, one of my closest friends in the world, Ty. He had here's the thing. He was not supposed to have a child.
Yeah, so you were just going out there just
for the baby shower.
Oh yeah, damn.
So
the baby shower turned to the baby.
Yeah, exactly. We had the baby shower. A couple months ago, he called me and said, hey, man, I would really love it if you were the godfather of my son. And I said, you know what I'm saying? I got choked up.
Man.
I said, I got to do it. I got to go. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pull up on him. So I went out to New York. I have not been in New York, Josh, in 12 years.
Did you plan that? Hold up. This nigga said to turn the baby shower into the birth.
Yes.
How did that happen? Like
it's me.
That was some crazy like timing.
It's me.
Were you like the only? I mean, I don't think you were the only person coming in town, but it was just everyone was in town for it.
I was one of like 3 or 4 people that came from out of town.
Oh, okay.
And then it was supposed to be a baby shower. I know Meals was supposed to go. Jamal was supposed to go. I think Cyrus was gonna go. A+ was gonna go. And we, I was out there, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna touch down on Thursday because I'm Godfather mode.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever you need.
Did you come in the suit?
No. I was like, whatever you need, I'm here. I'm there. Boom, 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 boom. Whatever you need. Tell me why I didn't sleep on my red eye that Wednesday.
What'd you do?
I was just staring like this.
Nigga, you're weird.
Listen, I was listening to music though. I was listening to music, but I had the, do you use neck pillows?
Nah, let my neck just hurt.
That's what I said. Why did I try to use a neck pillow and it has you like this?
Yeah, neck pillows not really effective.
They're not.
They give you a different pain.
So what I did, I flipped it to the front of my neck, and I just did it.
That's the hack though. See, that's the hack though.
Yeah.
That's the best way to
hack.
use it.
But the thing is like you don't want to drool on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just gonna wake up real fucked up. So like I was just not feeling it at all. Like I didn't take it. I had melatonin in my bag, but it was in the overhead, and I didn't want to get the melatonin. I didn't want to oversleep because I had a layover, and I don't want to be groggy on the layover, and it was just a lot. So when I got to New York, as soon as my head touched the pillow, and I didn't even get in my room as soon as I got there.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, because you got there early. Yeah,
I had to walk around the city.
Go explore a little bit.
I had to walk around the city. I was looking like Diddy, man.
Get your chopped cheese.
I was in Manhattan.
Okay.
They don't got them shit. They had a bunch of.
They didn't have no. I mean, you couldn't find a bodega with a chopped cheese.
I saw one in Harlem. I went to a lot of places. Okay,
it's funny. It's a chopped cheese on every corner in New York.
I didn't see one in Manhattan. Maybe I was.
You just gotta say Aki.
I'm sure.
I don't know if that's gonna work on 32nd Street though.
I'm sure there's gonna be a New Yorker that listens and say, "Oh, you could have got one off here." Listen, I don't want to know. I don't care. I'm not there.
A gyro moment. You're in a gyro part of town.
Hey, a New York nigga always gonna tell you, "Well, there's one on 51st off the." I don't care. I'm not there. I didn't see it. It didn't happen, bro. It didn't exist.
So was you walking, Ubering? How was you moving around?
So I was doing a little bit of both.
Subway?
I didn't actually do the subway till I was with Meals because I feel as though if I ended up on the subway, I would not be here today on this show.
Yeah, subway you gotta be ready for.
It's tricky.
Yeah,
it's fucking tricky, and plus, your service don't work down there.
Oh yeah,
so like
you gotta know where you're going.
Exactly,
Yeah,
you gotta make sure on Google Maps. It tells you what trains, but when you're actually moving, your service goes out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to fuck up and do anything right. But like I Ubered mostly to I Ubered to Harlem. I Ubered to the airport. It don't matter where you at New York, yo. $40 a head.
40 ball.
It don't matter where you going. When I went to the airport or not to the hospital.
Airport like 75. I already know how they get you. They hit you over the head.
On a good day, probably would be. It was about 60.
Okay.
And I said, God damn. Like Ty, I love you. Listen, Ty, I love you. All right, I spent about $250, $300 in the Ubers that day. He's getting me back for Mania weekend.
Oh yeah, that's what he's like. Yeah, remember when I was getting you all them Ubers for your engagement shit?
That's what that was.
Yeah, check it out.
He got me back. That's the thing, like about the Godfather thing, is that you got to pick right.
Oh yeah,
and I'll say that Ty and his beautiful girlfriend Maya, y'all chose right. Y'all chose the best. Mm-hmm. Y'all chose the best Godfather. I'm gonna be the best Godfather I can be.
So he the best.
I'm the best. I'm gonna be the best. All right. So Friday, I finally walked to Soho.
Okay.
Oh well. Before that, I met Meals finally.
Oh yeah. First time, man. Y'all been doing the show for how long?
We've been doing the show for 5 years.
They've been doing the A show for 5 years. First time meeting in person. That's some real energy. They should have some cameras. That should have been like a catfish episode.
Well, I brought this.
Oh yeah.
But I was too groggy. I was like, I ain't even feeling it.
Yeah.
I was like jet lagged like crazy. But on Friday, I went to Soho. And then I was trying to find an outfit for the actual baby shower. Because one thing I didn't tell nobody was that I didn't have an outfit, but I was gonna buy one out when I was there on some real future shit. You know what I'm saying?
You hit Burberry?
You think you me or something?
So I'm about to buy something. All right, and then I get a call from Ty. He says, "Yo, we got to give birth today." I said, "What?"
It's coming.
So I started calling all the homies. I was like, hey, it's happening. It's going down. It's going down. Hey, I got to be there. She's in labor for mad long.
Man.
She actually doesn't end up having a baby until Saturday afternoon. And I was out with Meals. I was in the streets. I was in Soho that day. I was in Chinatown that day. I was in Chelsea. Went to Chelsea. Went by Times Square. I was everywhere that day.
Yeah, you did all the tourist shit. You hit all the little.
Listen. I was outside.
I'm gonna see it all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I've been there 12 years, man. I'm doing the full New York experience. I'm walking, I'm on a train, I'm doing everything. Shout out to Trevon. I met up with him too.
Okay, nice.
Friend of the pod. He told me some very interesting news.
What happened?
He dropped the wine. He's not drinking no more.
Oh yeah, he's not drinking no more. He's like 100 days sober, or probably like 125 or some shit now.
So he dropped the Waste the Grapes on our show.
Yep.
And then he left the game.
Yeah, he left the game after he gave me his tips. I got his notes. I've been passing along too.
Got the
Shout out to
Rolodex.
Trayvon.
Got the Rolodex. So go ahead.
As we talk about that, also big shout outs to Mac McNeil, another one of our AMP alumni. 100 days no tree.
No,
That's
365 days.
365 days
Today
no
is
tree.
his
Oh, okay.
Day no tree. I'm like, yo, it's so funny too. He's hilarious.
Could you do that?
I could, but why would I? It's funny. Like I remember recently I had to not smoke. Did I tell the story in the pod?
No.
Thanksgiving.
No. Oh yeah, you did. You couldn't smoke around
yes,
the
yes,
parents.
Yeah.
They was probably high anyway though.
Fuck, I'm doing this for. What am I living like this for? Nah, I mean, shout out to them though. That's some real willpower.
Absolutely.
It's funny. Matt was like, I saved a ton of money. I love that for you. I don't spend a ton of money on weed, you know.
Oh,
but
Fidel's.
yeah, man. Shout out to everybody, gang. But
man.
but yeah, nah. It's just it's not for me.
Yeah.
Me smoking weed gets me through my day. Helps me
It calms
have
you.
the great days that I had like today.
Yeah, that's your
Get me here.
That's your It calms you. It's part of your lifestyle.
And it's part of my lifestyle, and I just honestly feel like, you know, a lot of these like alternative medicines should be a little more celebrated. Like I a ton of people are microdosing shrooms right now. That's like the thing right now.
Wale
And,
told
like,
me that he was microdosing.
Yeah, no, microdosing shrooms is like the wave, and people not really talking about it, but it's like professional people who are doing your taxes, people who are working at banks, like
Seeing spots and specks and stars.
You're not
and shit.
you're not seeing none of that. It's just a mood enhancer.
Oh.
Well, I'm about to say, what's the medical benefit?
It's like
Is it
a mood
purely
enhancer.
just mood?
It's just
Is it helping
mood,
anything
just-
else in your body?
I don't know. I don't do it. I haven't done all the research, but I just know there's a ton of good effects that I've been talking to different people about, and and the ones I've seen that I've been like, oh, okay, is like the mood enhancement, and it's not even like it's like, oh, you're just la la land, I'm happy, but it's like your mood is just more positive and more upbeat and just almost like an energy kind of movement type thing. So I don't know. I'm not a big shroom proponent, but I've never really
But you done them,
microdosed
though.
before. I've done them like an eighth, like just on some like doing drug shit. But I've never done it on like a microdosing like how people are doing it now.
Y'all
But
some
I've
drug niggas, man.
I've heard a lot about it.
Y'all some drug niggas.
You know.
There's a lot of
Never
drug
ever.
niggas on New York streets too.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of that.
Yeah. A lot of niggas trying to sell you sour.
They trying to sell you sour.
Runts. I got runts.
I saw a man catcall a woman and then call her a bitch after she didn't answer. I was like,
Oh,
I never.
yeah. That
I
happens
thought
all
we,
the time.
I thought we didn't see that anymore.
Nigga, that shit's up, nigga, bro.
You don't see that in LA?
You gotta
Nah.
go. No, honestly, that's
I don't
like,
see it in LA.
It happens in LA in certain areas, but New York, everybody hollers
Yeah.
at the bitch. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Like it's like really like on some wild shit.
It's
And
the most
old,
random.
young, like
It was an old
kids.
nigga. It was an old nigga, and he was just like, "All right, bitch," and I was like, "Damn."
the
I
woman
just
almost
kept
expected. Like if you walking down the street with like a pretty female, like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
New York
It's
is
crazy.
the most random place.
Pretty woman. Let me correct myself for 23. You know,
Is that correction from Josh in 2023?
Yeah, very
Now, see,
rare.
that
Yeah,
deserves a round of
man.
applause.
Growth.
Niggas is changing, bro. Niggas
Yeah.
is changing, and Josh P is gonna be one of them ones, man. He's gonna be one of them ones. But shout out to Trevor. He took me to a bomb dumpling spot. Had me spend a bunch of money that day. You know how he does.
Yeah.
But then, so like they told me, Ty told me, yo, come see the baby. Like I swear to God, y'all, like I put my clothes on, all that shit. Had the Uber. The one thing about New York, Ubers are there in 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, niggas around
They
the
never
corner.
stop.
Oh, absolutely.
They chilling.
Absolutely.
Ubers never stop.
Waiting for you.
I fuck with y'all for that. I don't ever have to wait for an Uber in New York.
Well,
yo,
it's so many
ever.
cars in traffic. It's like them niggas is just stuck in traffic. You
Yeah,
just
they like,
walk
might
out
as well
into-
go this way.
Yeah, walk into the motherfucker.
So I went there. I saw my godson. We had basically a baby shower in the delivery room.
That's tight.
And shout out to Ty. I love him so much. I can't believe you're a fucking dad. I had a blast in New York. I say that right now. I got to get back out there.
Man.
I got to get back out there. There's more I got to do.
It's the energy, bro. It's a good city. You got to get out there and the weather's a little better. Well, how was the weather when you were there?
I mean, it was like 47, so it wasn't like terrible.
So cool.
It-
47. What the fuck is that?
It didn't feel like
I need gloves.
no, you didn't need gloves to be out there.
I'm not really like a cold weather nigga. It was like 60.
It felt like it felt out here for the past week
Yeah, I'm good on
in
it.
LA.
I was outside the other day, and it was probably like, I don't know, like 60.
Yeah.
And I was like shivering. Like I had a hoodie on, I'm shivering. And my homie was here from New York.
Yeah.
He just had like a long sleeve on. He was like, yeah, man. It's
Some
not that cold.
niggas will literally look at you crazy, right? And I want this to stop too in 2023. Let's stop having temperature wars, all right? Because like if you live in LA more than a year, at least 2 years, I'll give you 2 years. your body will acclimate to what this biome is.
Yeah.
And that is 60 degrees for us is really cold. Anything below sub 70 is cold for us, bro. I'm sorry. Stop. Listen, you don't got to be gangsta over temperature, bro. It don't matter.
I don't even care. I'm gonna tell you it's cold. Put a jacket on.
Yeah,
I keep a hoodie in my car, and I always wear a hoodie.
I will say New York cold a bit different because it's like it's clear. Like it's almost like they call it the hawk. The hawk was definitely out.
Oh yeah,
The hawk was out.
You catch it in
brick.
your chest. Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely brick, especially around Harlem. I was standing out Harlem for a couple minutes. I said, man, I could probably sell out here.
This thing.
I could probably do it. I met up with some friends out there, and I said, if you let me stand on this block for about 2 more minutes.
You look a little more like a Brooklyn nigga. You probably
No, I didn't hit Brooklyn.
You didn't hit Brooklyn?
No, I didn't get to hit Brooklyn.
You gonna hit Brooklyn and be like, oh yeah, this is probably where I belong.
This is my shit right
yeah,
here.
you gonna, bro. I'm telling you,
So-
it's not even like that, but it's like you gonna hit Brooklyn and be like, yeah, this is probably more of my speed.
Soho was too different for me. Or too touristy, really.
Yeah,
It was too touristy. It was very touristy. Like Supreme store got a line. I said, what? I said, oh yeah, I get it. I didn't even go inside. I was like, I don't even go to Supreme in LA, so I'm not going there. Ate at Fumo.
Oh yeah.
Fumo's the shit.
Okay.
That's the RNC. That's the RNC restaurant according to Meals.
Is it? Nigga, well, nobody's been there yet.
I guess whenever RNC niggas go there, they go to Fumo.
okay.
Yeah, Meals,
shit.
Meals takes them all out to Fumo. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, all right,
Yeah.
Mills, we're going next time. I'll get them out there.
Hey, I got the steak and fries from Fumo.
Oh shit.
It was good. Somebody told me that should get the pasta. Listen, New York niggas, if you're gonna come to me and say I need to get the pasta, I don't care. I got what I wanted.
Fumo.
Okay. You had FOMO at Fumo. I got what I wanted. New York.
Did you try any pizza out there?
You're gonna hate me.
Did you get Joe's?
I got no pizza.
No pizza.
I didn't get any pizza.
No pizza, no chopped cheese.
I didn't get no pizza, no but I wanted. You know why I did it? Because I'm gonna save it for next time.
Yeah.
I need to have something that I gotta do next time, and that's pizza and that's a chopped cheese. I'm doing it next time.
Summertime. New York summers are unmatched.
Absolutely.
You got to go out there during the summer. Rooftop parties.
And we did have the lactose talk on AMP, so I completely understand.
Oh, that too, because that looked like real cheese.
I'll be fighting right through
Oh
that
yeah,
shit.
that's some cheese.
All right, the more things change, the more things stay the same. Josh banging on lactose tolerance.
I just fight through it. I'm just like, all right.
Fuck, I'm a man.
Yeah, that's what that about.
Loved it out there. We gotta hit New York, man.
Yeah.
I gotta go back out there. Obviously I got reason to go there now.
Eddie said he got us on some courtside seats, so
Eddie's gonna be out here
Brooklyn
next week.
Nets. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna if you listen to the AMP radio show, I said I wanted to meet his publicist, his agent.
Oh shit.
I'm in the process of doing that. I swear to y'all. I'm in the
Hey
process
man,
of
you
it.
got a YouTube career coming, so here you go.
It's for us.
Yeah, for us, you too.
Like I'm going to get us an agent, and that's gonna be the new thing for the year. And once you see us selling like Head and Shoulders shampoo
Our Royal Honey.
and Royal, can we talk about this?
Nah, that's a B-sides conversation.
Do we have
All
to?
right. Yeah.
That's a B-sides conversation.
It was way too much of this for the holidays, man. What was with the Royal Honey ads for the holidays, man? Twitter, Instagram.
It was
just
everywhere?
putting Royal
Yes.
Honey in foods.
People putting
Oh
Royal Honey
yeah, I did see
and
people
on
putting it in
wings.
food. I sent that in the group chat. I'm like, this
What are we doing?
might be good.
Honestly, what are we doing, man?
I've been having a lot of good wings American Deli, shout out American
It's
Deli
out here,
can
right?
sponsor the show. Yeah, they got one in Crenshaw, one on Slauson too, bro. They got this shit called Family Gold. This flavor,
Yes.
it's like some orange chicken.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all got
It's
going
fire.
on. I'm thinking about getting a franchise.
It's fine.
I'm honestly like I'm hooked.
There's a spot out here in the valley in Canoga Park called Fire Wings.
I haven't had it yet.
They have this bomb ass Korean flavored wing.
Oh shit.
We just had it last night for the second time. Fire wings, bro.
Only reason why I know Canoga Park is because we used to whoop on their ass in football. Worcester Huskies, niggas. We used to throw y'all niggas around.
One thing I want to talk about too. I don't know if you saw House Party, right?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen. What'd you go see yesterday?
I went and saw
Megan?
I Want to Dance with Somebody. Great film.
Oh, I forgot about that. Why
What?
the head
I
rub?
want to dance with somebody.
You look like
I want to
Snoop when
feel
you
the
did that
heat.
shit.
That's what you
with
hit?
Somebody.
Was it good?
It was Hallmarky, but the
Okay.
girl Naomi Aki that played
Yeah.
Whitney, amazing.
Okay.
I wish they
She
had a
looked-
better fucking script for her.
She looked like I thought she was homegirl from Insecure. She looked like her a little bit.
Which one? Issa? Not Issa.
No, the
Talking
friend.
about Issa's friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
She looked like her friend a little bit. I was
Yvonne
like, why they-
Orji.
Oh, yeah,
Orji.
Yvonne
Yeah, I
Orji,
was like, why the
yeah.
fuck they got her doing it? But
Nah.
it's not her at all.
It's not. She's from UK too, She has an accent and she
These UK
nailed the
niggas.
American shit. Yeah,
Listen,
y'all
UK
be infiltrating.
niggas, chill, bro. Have you
UK
seen
niggas banging the door down, bro.
Have you seen Beast?
Beast. No, I
With
haven't.
Idris Elba?
No, I haven't yet.
Like, this is the first time I watched the movie and he was like legitimately like full on American voice, and I was like, bro, and he's supposed to be African.
The
or some
Wire,
shit.
nigga. Shit.
But it was like,
That nigga be having an American voice in a lot of shit.
but it
took me out.
I don't know what bothered me about this.
All
time
these
though.
niggas damn I'm like, how y'all do that?
Damn shit crazy, bro.
That shit is actually pretty amazing.
The Damson shit crazy, bro. Like him being able to talk like you is
Yeah,
crazy.
It's
as
it's
fuck.
wild. And guess who taught him? Dub C.
Dub C.
Fucking hilarious. Shout out to Dub C and Damson.
But I want to say shout out to Calmatic. House Party comes out this week.
This week, yeah, I'm trying to get like a gang together and go see it. Probably like Friday or Saturday or something.
Like,
That's how you should do it, though.
Let me
Like,
know, 'cause I got,
don't do it solo.
I got AMC A list, so let me know. Just
oh
send
yeah,
me- send me the
my
invite.
girl got that shit too. So.
It's fire. 3
Yeah.
movies a week. There's no reason why not to. It costs 1 movie ticket a month.
But I don't go to see movies that much. She sees way more movies.
How do
than
you
me.
not see movies that much?
I watch sports. Nigga.
It's almost over.
No, basketball's going.
You are not watching
I check out the
February
football.
basketball.
No, I do. I check out the football and I go to basketball and I just
Mark
rock that
don't
out.
even watch February basketball no more.
Lakers on a decent streak.
Yeah,
Josh
streak
might
right
be tapping
now.
in.
Yeah, I be watching. I don't just watch the Lakers. I watch whatever's on fucking TV. I'm really a sports junkie. Like I kind of figured it out the other day.
There's one thing I would love for Josh to do this year. Get a Letterboxd account. Actually use it.
Oh, like the reviews?
Yeah, and see
Real nigga reviews.
and see 25 movies this year.
That's actually. I could do that. That's easy. I watch a lot of movies. I watched Vibranium. Have you heard about that?
No.
It's with Jesse Eisenberg.
The craziest thing is that like you watch the
Vibranium.
movies that Eric and Pat watch.
Yeah, I'm coaching in Indy too, nigga. The fuck? Nah,
Jesus Christ.
I watch a lot of like Criterion kind of. I sound like an asshole saying that, but I watch a
No,
lot
I
of
mean
good-
it sounds like this.
I just sound. It's like I watch Criterion films. I feel like an idiot.
Indie
But
Josh.
I watch
Indie
a lot
Josh
of
is
good
great
films.
subgenre.
I date a filmmaker, so but even before I dated her, I was watching good films.
Letterboxd account 25 movies.
She would love that challenge, so I'm gonna do it.
Let's
do
do
it for
it.
you and her.
Josh P's Letterboxd
RNC.
account. We'll post when he makes the account.
See, I
we'll
would
post
rather
it.
do like live. Like I'd rather do some Patreon reviews.
Well, we could talk about the movies.
Oh
you
yeah, we could do it. Yeah,
on
okay,
B-sides.
yeah, okay, we do that.
On-
And I need to exercise my writing pen. So yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, Josh is actually a good writer.
Yeah, I'm a great writer.
If you guys have ever,
Yeah, man.
and they could be funny. Like most of my Letterboxd reviews are like are just
No,
me
I
fucking
already
around.
know. I'll be on Reddit all day. I know how to take a writing style and freak it.
Put that.
So you gotta do it.
Niggas
you gotta do it.
This is just a tangent, but niggas be work. Have you ever seen "Am I an Asshole"? That
Yes,
subreddit.
yes.
Creative writers just be in there just workshopping shit.
That's really
There's
what it
no
is.
way this shit's real.
That's really what
The
it
shit
is.
these people be talking about, I'm like, you guys are crazy.
When it comes to like marriages and like kids and cheating and shit, I don't be believing none of that shit.
I be reading them shits all day.
Like I think it's one of my subreddits with I go on like rap battles
Oh yeah, I follow that one, but I rarely ever watch.
because I just like watching old clips and seeing all the drama. Like, you know what I'm saying? And obviously like when I worked at Caffeine, I was helping kind of shepherd that rap battle stuff over on that platform. And
okay.
I got back into it because I was working with a lot of the guys at URL. So like I had to get on rap battles because they would always talk shit about Caffeine on there, and I like to see what they said about us.
Yeah.
But House Party comes out on Friday. Go ahead.
I thought you were talking about like this is a Reddit of niggas key styling each other, like they writing
No,
rhymes.
no,
I'm writing
no.
8 lines. I was like, damn, there's a Reddit for this.
That's dangerous.
Mark is crazy.
Mark is definitely on some 2002
Crazy.
type shit with the key style.
Say, damn,
Because
Reddit get
all
down like
hip hop, all hip hop had a key style shit, bro. Like
This is like a bunch of listeners right now. Like, what the fuck is a key style?
I go look it up.
Terrible.
They would tell you play this beat as you read this key
Nah.
style.
I actually think that was like the corniest part of the internet, honestly. That was like, y'all niggas in too deep.
Oh my god! But no, House Party comes out on Friday. I feel a way about it.
Why?
I feel a way about it because I feel like there's a very big lack of black movies. Obviously, you saw one. I Want to Dance with Somebody's like one that have come out in the last 6 months. But this movie's supposed to come out in December.
Oh yeah,
It's
this
supposed to
shit
come out
been
last
getting
month.
pushed around.
And it got pushed back, and no one announced anything about it. And I didn't see anything about it until I was watching basketball one night.
You hadn't heard when they announced
No.
what's going on? Oh, LeBron put up a tweet.
He did?
That's all it takes these days, man. A tweet. It's funny. Marketing these days is going to shits.
Yo, bro,
Niggas are trying to figure. But I will say that
I didn't see that tweet.
This didn't have this didn't have a huge marketing push behind it. But it was out there. I seen him tweet. It was like, yeah, it's coming out. And then I'm in the world of that film. Just from Kyle Maddie, shout out to him. He's directing it. So I saw it. But yeah, I will agree. The marketing around has been lackluster.
It's shit.
Even when I went to see the movie, I saw a poster for it. It was like by the bathroom.
What?
It was like, damn, y'all even put the poster in a bad place? Like,
I would have just not put the poster up.
No, well, you got to put the poster up.
Well, if it's gonna be
about a woman's bathroom,
when I gotta take a shit and I walk past house party, I'm gonna think about house party when I take.
I actually thought about that too when I saw the poster there. I'm like, do they like have a poster hierarchy? They have to.
I could ask my friend Dom.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask my friend Dom.
Yeah,
but
I'm pretty sure they do.
I'm gonna ask Dom because he's manager at a theater. I'm gonna text him in a second. But
Dom need to go hire that nigga that's in Corpus Christi with the
popcorn.
Nigga, I was trying to do that shit myself. I was fucking tossing my shit with the butter paws.
Butter all over the place.
Yeah.
Tossing my shit with the butter paws.
It was butter all over the place for sure too. It's crazy.
But
we were doing so well.
Someone saw me doing it. He was like, hey, I see you.
To go see Whitney Houston, I would have danced with somebody.
I'm serious with my snacks.
You tossing a butter.
Anyway, man. I feel like with Avatar doing what it did, I understand them pushing it away from that. Okay,
what the fuck did Avatar do?
It's like 1.5 billion already.
Like,
it's gonna
people seen that?
Yes, it's gonna. It's
like 3 hours long. See, that's why I'm like, I ain't got that much time.
but I mean,
I was even in the Whitney Houston shit was like 2.5 hours. I'm like, man, like.
But it's clear that like Avatar's taking over the world. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Like it's been number one for.
I've never even seen the first one.
You're fine. I mean,
me either.
I'll never.
If you're not interested in it, I doubt the second one will like make you go see it.
And I support the Native Americans too, so we really not rolling.
Give them their money.
I'm just saying.
But I would have rather it be a February release than sending it to die on like the 12th of the year, where Avatar is crushing that movie. Megan will probably be like number 2. Like no one's gonna really be talking about the movie the way that they should.
That should have February for Black History Month.
Exactly.
Just pander. Fuck it.
Pander the fuck out of it because it would land, and that's when Avatar is gonna start to come down a little bit. So if it does 15 million next to Avatar's 30, it doesn't look as bad as Avatar doing 70 and it doing 9, which it'll probably do this weekend, if not lower.
Man, I want to take some kids to see this fucking food movie. Where's it rated?
R.
Oh, never mind.
What are you talking about?
I was about to run a movie theater. See kids, you missed out.
This ain't PG-13?
See kids,
you missed out.
No, it has a whole Red Band trailer, Mark,
it is
where they're
rated R.
cussing.
Damn, I was literally about to run a movie theater for some kids. Yeah, like, it's not that expensive. Like you can rent an AMC for like
$150.
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
In the trailer, Mark LeBron said, "You were one sexy motherfucker." Like that's not flying. That's not.
Maybe if I get some permission,
you can't break it.
What? Well, I mean, as a kid, were you allowed to watch it like that as a kid?
Like I was watching all that shit. I seen Players Club.
Okay,
the Magic. I'll never forget. My mom tried to cover my eyes.
My dad tried to pull to cover the eyes on 8 Mile when Eminem was fucking. Who was it? Brittany Murphy.
That was the weakest sex scene. That was the weakest sex scene in the world. Was that your first sex scene you saw in front of your parents?
I don't think so. But my dad tried to hit to cover my eyes, and I'm like, nigga. You know what I've seen on Ass Parade already? But I didn't tell him that. I didn't tell him that, though. I was just like, all right, got you.
Man. I really thought you saw House Party because it was the premiere the other day.
No, I didn't go to the premiere. I just took a photo of the poster. A lot of people thought I saw it, but I was like, no.
That was the poster by the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Waiting for my girlfriend.
You were taking the picture and say, don't take too long in there, dear.
Yeah, gotta look like I'm doing something. Like, standing by the fucking bathroom and shit.
I just stand.
I'll be just standing too. I'm like, it's weird. Girl walked out. She looked at me. I'm like, bitch, I'm waiting. Now I'm taking the photo.
All right. Anyway, we gotta get into I guess the big topic of the week. Josh, you've been on. We've. I won't say we had a disagreement about the topic that you want to talk about today.
Oh, this we're gonna get to. Oh shit.
I won't say we had disagreement because I want to do resolutions, but I don't know if that's better suited to the end of the show or B-sides. So
let's do it at the end of the show.
We'll see where we
we'll see how we get there.
Go ahead. I'm not even gonna feed you into it. Just go ahead.
It's not even a feed.
Is this New Year related?
No, it's not.
This is about the interns, right?
You know what it's about? Yes,
internships. I just wholly believe in internships, and I've been seeing a conversation about it going around. I know the gorilla thing happened, and we kind of covered that a little bit too. But I was just thinking about just internships and how they're vital, and like I don't think that there's a culture of millennials who've been jaded by internships who are like, oh, I'm anti-internship and I'm not going to work for free. And it's like, but okay, you won't do it and someone else will and they'll get the opportunity. I truly believe that. And I just know so many people who I work alongside peers in this industry, people sitting next to me right now who have interned and that's why they're at where they're at. And I think there's a certain bit of humility that comes with interning that this new generation that's like, oh, I'm an anti-intern, they're not going to get. And that's why they're kind of like going down the path they are.
Let me interject.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know many Gen Zers who are against internships.
Okay, I don't know. It's a conversation that's going on. I don't know who's leading the conversation.
I think there is extremes on both sides.
It's probably jaded millennials, honestly.
Yeah, I think there's extremes on both sides. Yeah. I think there's people on the pro internship side I think really the conversation is, Josh, is whether people should be compensated for internships. And that's where I thought you were taking this.
I think sometimes you should be, sometimes you shouldn't. I interned for some people and never was compensated. Was given like some gas money or some shit like that.
And I think my thing is this. Okay, just to your original point, and not to swerve off the road.
Yeah,
I believe in internships too. Okay. I do. The only thing about internships is that I can count on. It really does separate the people who really want it from the people who are just trying to do it. Because that's all
I believe in.
I can count on my hand as many internships I've had. Am I in that field of career now? No. The closest it would be was when I did a radio internship.
Well, it's funny though. I think about that, and then like instantly came to mind. This is like a new example for me. Fucking Tenji, who is the chairman of Def Jam, started as an intern.
Yeah,
started as an intern for Interscope.
Yeah.
Now he's worked his way up to chairman of a Universal label. That's fucking amazing. That's the power of internships.
But I think one thing that it is about internships and about the job market in general, Josh, is that no one really tells you the harsh reality that not everyone will be a Tunji.
No, well, it's funny. I'm thinking this is a great internship class because I'm thinking about the people who was alongside him. It was Archie.
Okay.
Who's over at he's over at Def Jam now.
Def Jam,
yeah, he's creative chief officer. Mm-hmm. And then Chris Sanford, who is a writer on Rap Shit. Mm-hmm. Have we had him on the show yet?
Yes, we had him on AMP last year.
Yeah, we had him on AMP.
That just shows you how great our show is.
Yeah.
We already had these people.
I was just thinking about it. I'm like, yo, he's working on season 2. He's killing it right now.
Got to get Archie on the show, though. That's a good one.
We should get Archie. He actually hit me up the other day. Yeah, we're going to get him on.
I met Archie in his office at Interscope one time, and he gave me so much game, and he's always been really nice to me. So Archie, gotta go on the show. Shout out to him.
But I'm just thinking about the internship class. They were amazing. Goddamn Interscope. You know how to pick them.
Yeah. And again, it's like, I do think that there are some people who are extremely jaded by it because I feel like they don't have the right words to say of why they don't want these things to be.
Yeah.
And I think from where I stand is that like internship should be really more than just do labor for whatever the person does. It should be telling you like, hey, you might not make it, but this is what we're going to give you on the way in, and this is what you're going to learn on the way out.
That's true. I think that's one of the things that and that's these Twitter internships. That's what I feel like more than anything.
Yeah. I
feel like some of these people lack not even guidance, but so much just giving them the tools.
Yeah.
And being like, hey, this is my process. This is how I do it. Even if I'm not giving you the biggest role in it, I'm giving you the look into my process.
Right.
So you can go and learn something and give it your own twist.
I think the biggest thing is that I do find it quite disingenuous when someone posts a job posting somewhere. Have you seen these tweets? Like they'll post a job posting and say, how you expect me to do this with all of this? And I'm like, okay, for internship, I completely get that can be ridiculous. For like a job description, why are you posting that? You know how that shit's mostly about who you know anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's because they just started doing the pay transparency here. So one thing that was cool about it now, like when you go to a website and it's a job in California, they have to show you how much that job makes and the range of that. And I think that is fucking fantastic. Yeah. Because it will stop a lot of those people posting jobs and get you down to the nitty gritty of, because like the job postings are never what it's going to be when you negotiate.
Yeah,
let's just be clear. It's never what it is when you negotiate. How many jobs have we all got where it was like, oh, it said this on the listing, but I managed to get 30 more out of them than what they had in the listing, or 15 more out of them than what they had in the listing, and it won't be everybody, but it's dependent on your skill.
Yeah,
and I think with internships, what I want to see more is that they actually, and really this should start at schools.
Yeah,
I mean, it starts
schools, but I think when there's not schools, there has to be alternatives where you can kind of go and intern. And it could be an intern for a rapper, or it could be an intern for a designer. You know, like it could be an intern for a fucking plumber. I just feel like at some point you kind of got to humble yourself and intern, and sometimes it's gonna be for free.
I think, like you said, it depends on the trade. Well, go ahead, MC.
What sparked this thought for you for the past couple of days, Josh? 'Cause I think this is a good combo for anybody that's going into the new year, trying to look for new positions, trying to look for new challenges, new opportunities, and maybe this is one of their few lanes that they can go through.
Yeah, I just see a lot of hate on it, and I think it's like I've seen so many success stories from internships. I'm trying to think of who exactly was it I was thinking of that like kind of moved on, but there's so many examples like I just named that's just like, how could you feel like this isn't needed, or how could you feel like you need to eradicate this portion of the industry and just business? So
Because
that was
3 days ago, 3 days ago, Funk Flex said, "I'm looking for new intern shooter / editors with amazing turnaround time, travels alone by my side with celebrities, and will receive recognition publicly for their work. Great look for your resume." The comments are pretty fucking ugly, and they're all telling him pay for a cameraman.
And here's my thing: if Funk Flex hadn't put that APB out and had just found somebody and just got somebody to do exactly what he's asking for, that's a good opportunity for that person. But because it's on Twitter and everyone can see it and comment on it, it's a problem. But I'm telling you, there is a ton of fucking shooters. Fuck who hit him up. Yeah. All the shooters who are popping right now did it for free.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I just know the Cam Kirks of the world, the Dre Films, all the little the Gunnar Stalls did it for free. Did it for the access to be around. Metro Boomin just told this story about him bringing Cam Kirk everywhere with him. Yeah. And that helped brand Cam and him, and that just jumpstart both their careers.
I feel like you said like plumbers and stuff like that. Like if it's a trade.
Plumbers, I mean, that's different. That's like something you can go to school for and they give you like an apprenticeship that actually pays.
Yeah. Like
I get that.
Creative industries. Like, would you agree that there are some inserts? Like with Funk Flex is like, I feel like he's being very upfront. And as what he's doing,
and obviously, somebody's going to apply, and they're going to get popping.
And they're going to get
popping.
Will he pay for your train? Will he pay for your Uber? Probably, more than likely. Will he feed you? More than likely, just because you're rolling with him.
He might not. After you do that shit a couple of times, you're gonna be Fun Flex shooter. You're gonna be popping. You're gonna get some business off that.
But don't you feel like some of these opportunities are a bit predatory? And that's where I get kind of like.
I mean, they can be like that. I seen some today. I'm not gonna mention the clothing line, but I saw some today where they're like, I'm looking for a video editor. They looking for all these different things. I'm like, oh, you just need to hire some niggas to do this shit. Yeah. I thought that to myself. But then on the flip side, you might find some young, hungry kids who do this shit and they get on off that. Just off having their name at the end of this shit. Like, it's like, that's an opportunity. I've been that kid who's been like, I'm gonna do this shit just to get my foot in the door.
My antennas go up whenever I hear things like, I want somebody with amazing turnaround time, yada yada. As somebody that like normally creates, I know where that lingo is fucking going, and it's gonna be hell. Yeah, probably because depending. I shouldn't automatically assume that, but it's gonna be pretty fucking tough if you're using lingo like that.
Just going to what MC said, and I completely agree. Like, we know what turnaround time means just by what we do on this very show.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but also it's an opportunity, and some of this shit is tough. Opportunities are tough.
Do you feel like that ask is a wee bit like a lot?
I honestly, when I saw the Fun Flex shit, what I just said, if he hadn't tweeted that, he would have found someone and no one would have been the wiser, and that person would be popping.
I just think that I'm not gonna call it a racket because I don't feel like it's completely.
And he could pay somebody. If you have worth, then you can go get paid.
Yeah. For sure.
But you might not be,
because it's like. But the thing is, like, time is money. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that goes for Flunk Flex. That goes for any of the shooters. Like, we don't know what they have to do after the fact or how they're living. But again, opportunity is really all people need. And I can remember literally when I called you in the hundreds and I was like, hey, do you have anything at Kashmir that you need me to do? Like, I'll do anything. I just need an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you hooked it up. Like, that's all people need sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I think that internship gets such a negative connotation, and I feel like that's mostly on social because I just don't hear people talking that negatively about it in the actual real world.
Well, yeah, because niggas in the real world is doing internships and succeeding. The niggas on Twitter.
I can say,
and that's my point. That's why I want to bring this to this platform and just give it a different point of view and a different just echo chamber that people can get to. Because like, you get on Twitter, and that's all the motherfuckers who can't get the internships. That's all the motherfuckers at home on their phone, just playing on their phone. You can't get in.
Or it's the people who had the internships, did it for free, and
failed.
Got bit.
Straight up, you failed.
And I don't necessarily want to be the person where it's like, well, I worked hard, so you got to work hard too. But I also feel
Kim
like
K.
But
I'm that person.
You want hit the get good?
I just it's what it is. Like I'm telling you, the people that's all over Twitter are the people who failed at the internship or who can't get the internship, and the people out in the real world that's not talking about this shit is the people that's becoming chairman of Def Jam.
And I feel like a lot. I listen. I'm gonna let you have your soapbox here.
I'm just saying.
I don't know if they failed, Josh. I can't say that they failed or not. Some people who did that might not have failed. You know what I'm saying?
Or they might have just lost interest or changed professions. I don't know.
Or Jay, you said you hit the nail on the head. I don't think they failed. I think they're just jaded. You know what I'm saying? Or I think that they see or they've seen situations where there was a misbalance or imbalance of power.
Oh no, and I get that, and it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
But you just gotta
an imbalance of power. I can remember working as an intern. This is how I met A+, who is now a PD. You know what I'm saying? He started as an intern.
I know.
Let's be clear. He's
intern.
But Plus wanted it from the moment he was 8 years old, making his own air check tape.
Yeah, because that's what the interns was doing before they was interning. They was already ready for this shit.
It. But I can say that like I was at the events early. I was at the shows early. I was helping A+ out. I was helping DJ Lonnie B, DJ Ray Vaughn, everybody at that station. And I was soaking up what they did and how they actually worked and how they maneuvered. And I used that for my own college radio show. Yep. And I passed that down to my own podcast that I've been doing for a year on this one, 5 years on the A show, multiple different things because I learned that from that internship. And that was, to me, priceless. However, if someone else would have said, like, Justin, how would you do it today? I'd say, get yourself a part-time job, get yourself the internship, wait. Which one is more important, bro? Yeah. Let them know what's good. Like, I think a lot of it is preparation.
I mean, and this is my thing. As an adult, 18 and over, because you're an adult, because you were damn near adult at 16, keep it 100. So 18 and over as an adult.
You're not an adult when you're 16.
Okay.
Continue.
You are. You know what the fuck an adult is supposed to do. No. And you know about you can get a job. You know what.
MC. At
I'm
16,
just keeping it 100.
You know.
Okay, look. 18, you're an adult. 21, you're a real adult. Whatever the fuck it is. Why do I have to tell you to get a part-time job with your internship?
Because it goes into what people come up with, how they come up, where they live, their situations. So I was in school when I had that, and I had to work with. I was working at my school at that time.
No, I'm saying, but you got to take care of yourself.
And be clear, Josh. I'm not shy about hard work. You know.
No, I don't believe that at all. I just think this is just conversation. I just want to put a different conversation out there.
I have always worked 2-3 jobs. I've always worked. This is the first time in my life I've never had to work 2-3 jobs, writing, all that shit that I was doing when I first moved out here. And before that, like I was always fucking working, but I was also working so that I did not have to do that no more. And I finally got there. But I am also a proponent for, can we improve the systems that got me here? Yes. Do I want things to be easier, like for my kids? I'm not going to say I want them to have easy street. Like it's not gonna, because the thing is that regardless of whether I put it out there for them or not, it's not gonna be easy street because they're still black. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I want there to be a better system so they learn these things before I did.
That's real.
Because I didn't learn a lot of this stuff. I learned it on the job. I learned it as I came up and I had to fall and fail and stuff like that. I want to be able to tell my kids, like, listen, you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up a lot.
And if you don't have kids, you gotta do internships.
You gotta do internships.
Hey, shout out to internships, man. I just think it's a lot of bad. They get a bad rap. And
is there an age limit on these sorts of things, Josh? Your opinion?
Absolutely not. And that's why I go back to the
for internships.
Yeah, internships. No, yeah. And that's why I go back to the point of I shouldn't have to tell you to take care of yourself. Like if you're an adult, you should know that you have to take care of yourself, and you have this internship. And like J5 said, you got to weigh your options and figure out what's what.
Like if the internship's not going to work for you, and you can find your opportunity another way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. And I think that's where the argument gets shut down at, where it's like they should pay these people. Yes, everyone should be paid for everything that they do. But sadly, we live in a capitalist society, so it's probably not going to happen very easily. So you could do. Listen, what I do right now. My job, I didn't go to school for it, nor did I internship for it. But the shit that I did from other things that I was learning throughout my career got me there, and I might not have got there as quick. But I took the roundabout way to get there, but I still got there. So even if you don't want to do the internship where you don't get paid, there's another way for you to do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But if you want to be in the office with Tunji and Archie and Josh Pease and me and everyone about to get the job, then do it and just say like, yo, I'm gonna take this because this is what it was for me when I worked at the radio station. I'm gonna take this momentary L where I'm not making no money for a bigger W down the line. That's how I looked at it.
So I looked at it too, man. I'm like, oh, and I was just looking at it like a foot in the door. I remember I interned for like Sycamore. He didn't have his famous firm, but it was like Sycamore was just a guy intern. Like he didn't have no company for real. Like he was building the company as I was interning with him.
What would you do if you had an intern? For Ain't Shit Fun.
I've had interns before. All my interns are dumb successful. I love these guys.
Oh yeah, we talked about that on literally a year ago.
Yeah,
when we looked at the pictures.
Yeah, my first intern was a kid Dean, and then this kid Elton.
Yeah,
interviewed them, did all type of shit, hired them. They were dope. They just helped me like vandalize shit. They actually literally they were catching cases with me. Like we could have caught. Was
it a street team?
No, it was like a street team. I had them like putting up posters, doing stencils around the city. We was picking up like merch and dropping off merch. Yeah. One time, Dean got in a car accident with me.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's like,
all right, never mind. Don't intern with.
But Josh. But look, now Dean owns a fucking store in the Burbank Mall.
Okay.
Wait. Elton, liquor store or something like that. It's like one of them fucking resale stores that sells all the fucking dunks.
Oh, one of the 6 that I saw.
Shout out to Dean though, man.
Topanga.
Doing this shit. They got a couple. There's one in Burbank and then somewhere else.
Jesus Christ. But, shout out to you though.
And then my guy Elton, he was doing the same shit. Now he's doing some design work. Okay. He's did some stuff for the Dodgers before. Okay. Working with this like cannabis brand that's really popping.
It can happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It can happen. It's just depending on what you want to do with your time, effort.
It's gotta be a go-getter.
All that stuff. Yeah. I mean,
I'm glad you brought up the age thing though, because that shouldn't stop people.
No.
I feel like most people would assume internships are a young nigga game.
They are.
When they get around our age, they would kind of like fall back on those kinds of things. So they might think it's too late.
They are, but if you could figure out a way to take care of yourself and intern somewhere, like I think one place that people intern with at a little older is like stylists. Yeah. Like you be older and be like, I just have a thing for styling. I want to learn how to do it. And I've seen some older interns that are stylist interns.
Or we could just be a weed carrier. You know what I'm saying? That's another way to get in there. Just carry weed.
That would be dope if you could intern as a rapper. I mean, I guess that is the weed carrier.
2 Chainz was the greatest rapper intern ever.
He's more of a drug dealer.
He was selling drugs to Ludacris and being around him. He's the greatest rapper intern ever.
Yeah. I mean, niggas just gotta learn how to leverage their situation.
Is there a good list of rap interns? Actually, now I want to think about this.
Gunna was a good rap intern.
Yeah, I think we would call them apprentices before we call them interns. But weed carriers, I like that. It's funny.
Before we get out of here, I want to talk about if we've got our resolutions down. Our 2023 resolutions. This has been a completely random show. I think so. Yeah. And I love every second of it this week.
Is that B-sides or we go here?
Do you want to do No, we can do it here. We got time.
We got time, man. Resolutions.
See, here's exactly what I've always had an idea of what I didn't want to happen. I don't want to be the show that's like 1,000% every week. Let's save the good shit for Patreon. Like we love our free listeners too. We gotta make sure we love the publics.
But hey, B-Sides is one of the craziest shows that you could ever hear.
I just be trying to make sure these niggas, subscribe. I gave y'all a lot of good games today, so you should give me some good game. Boy, how about that?
They want to kill you for this internship, but
I wish they would. Come intern for me. Show you the way. I had an intern last year.
Honestly, I would take a Josh B's internship.
Amazon had interns at one point, and they're older. Actually, it's crazy. I had an intern that was working on her master's. I was like, nigga,
that's fire. That's
fire. But I was also like, shit, you need to become working alongside me.
That's what I'm saying. Because the thing about it is that they've already weighed their options and said that I feel like this is because the thing is when you have a master's, you got to actually choose your time wisely because you got to get all of those degree hours.
Yep, that's exactly what she was doing.
If you were trying to get the internship in your degree hours, but you also got to study, that's you saying I got to take a momentary L on this studying. So I could get this long time W when I get out of here. Like it's all about weighing your options and making sure things make sense for you. Like no one's disagreeing. Me of all people is not disagreeing that people should be paid for interns or from a case by case basis. It should be, you know what I'm saying? They should see, change the qualifications or in certain things. But like, there's also a sense of like, it can't like, it's not easy for anybody. You know what I mean? Like it really isn't. And where I work at, we have an internship drive every single year. We have 5,000 applicants this year. 5,000.
Damn.
How many people do you think made it? Only like 200. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like people will do it. They don't care. They will fucking do it just because they want their foot in the door and they go on to work for Electronic Arts. They work for 2K. Exactly. They work for Capcom. And that's just that's really what it is. Like I saw so many kids when I went to Atlanta that were like, how can I intern with you guys? They did not care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said I only see that argument. Twitter. Yeah, that's why I said I only see that argument like on the social media. I never see it on like in real life. And it's like, it's not because these people got the wool over their eyes. It's because they see the opportunity in front of them, and that's just what it is. But if I had, you know what I'm saying, my finger on the button, they would be getting, and some people do get $10 an hour, $12 an hour. Like some people do get that. So, I mean, you just gotta find out where you want to be. Resolutions.
Yeah, where we at? Who's starting? Mark, you got some resolutions?
MC, go ahead and start, man.
Yeah, get this right.
I'll go ahead and start. Two words, very easy. Gratefulness and accountability. That's what I want to focus on in 2023.
Love that.
Gratefulness, I think I didn't do as well of a job looking, or I'd say being in the moment, being present with a lot of the shit that we did last year. Doing it at the end of 2022 for like an Instagram carousel. I'm like, yo, I did mad shit this year. I was like, maybe I didn't do a good job of being in the present with a lot of these things. So being grateful in those types of senses is something that I want to work on. Accountability, something that's going to be very important to me this year. I think there's a lot of things that I worry about, and I'm not doing too much to try and fix those things, whether it's health-wise, whether it's position-wise, whether it's where I need to be, who I need to be with, X, Y, and Z. Going to be more accountable and doing things about that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's good. I saw you posted something about that on story. I'm glad that you got to explain it a little bit more this year. I think Mark,
I did like that. It's kind of like a return to like almost blogging a little bit. I might do that a little bit more on my story.
Yeah, I think that like you do a lot of great work, and I think I'm always talking to people about the things that you do, and I really want people to notice that shit this year. You know what I'm saying? So when we get the nice cameras and all that shit, like, you know, that you're part and parcel of why the show is so successful. So
absolutely,
you know, that goes without saying. One of my big resolutions is like going back to therapy this year. I've been holding off on it, and I think I went through a lot of stuff last year, and I think I got to a point where I was like, I'm always going to therapy, bro. I don't want to do it no more. That's where I was. I was like, I'm always going back. Whenever something happens, I'm making an appointment. So like, I was not forthright in trying to do it last year when I was going through like some real like gnarly shit, because I felt like I was always the person that was going back, and I was like, I'm just, let me try and figure it out on my own this time. And I figured like I can't, because I'm still kind of holding stuff in, and you know what I'm saying? I keep hearing a lot of people say, oh, I went to therapy, it was great. I went to therapy, it was great. Like that, the shit really does help. You know what I mean? And I'm all for, I'm an advocate for it. I'm always the first person to tell people to go. I'm always the first person to go myself. But last year I kind of like, I really kind of became like a non-believer of it. Which is kind of fucked up. Because it was like, how can this help me with this shit that's going on with, you know what I'm saying, my marriage, or, you know what I'm saying, all the stuff that's going, you know what I'm saying, that was going on, like, y'all know, like, but it's like, you know, I was like, let me try to figure it out on my own. I was like, I can't really figure this shit out on my own. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff spilled over into my actual personal life. So I want to get back to therapy. I want to start working out again. I think that when I went to Mexico almost 2 years ago, and I was working out mad long when we went to fucking to OC Fest. Oh yeah. And I brought the guns out. Yeah. I'm trying to be like that again. Like I have been working out for 3 fucking months to get back to that. I want to work out again. I'm holding myself accountable for that. I've already set a week where I'm going to start doing it again and get back on my green juices and stuff like that, because I've been eating like shit. And I want to stop. This year I really want to kind of buckle down and make a plan for like working on my own and working for myself for the next 2 to 3 years. Like that's always been a goal. I think this show has been the start of that, and taking it more serious and building up the content creator suite. And I know I be fucking around with the YouTube shit, but it's like, that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like seeing the different avenues of doing it. Cause like, I wish I could put this on my like a way message. Like I'm tired of working for white people. I want to work for me in some way, shape, or form, or be a consultant. Like I really want to learn how people do that. And I
definitely want to. Not even to cut you off, but I just had a topic idea. I want to talk about just the age of entrepreneurs and like millennials.
I didn't think it was
Gen Z,
possible.
actually. I
didn't think I could ever do it. Yeah. I didn't think I could ever do it. And y'all got to realize, like when I was 15, 16, your goal, your number one goal was to be the boss. You know what I'm saying? But it was never your boss. You were your own boss. It was to be the boss of a company. That's literally all it was. And, you know, as I've gotten older, it's like, yo, I could really do this. I'm really good at talking. I'm really good at editing shows. People really want to hear what we got to say. So when I was telling Benz, I was telling Eddie, I was like, yo, look, hook me up with the agent. I was fucking serious.
I feel you.
I was serious because I was like, bro, we trying to do something. Like I remember saying somebody, I was like, yo, Josh said he want to retire at 36 and he want to get horses. I'm like, yo, I'm shit.
Oh,
I'm right there with him.
I was about to happen for sure.
Yeah, like I'm like,
sorry to
yo,
say.
whatever.
I'll be doing this still though. So shout out to the printers out there.
Yeah,
I like the printers. That's a good one. That's a good one. Mark said it earlier and he said it before, but that's the one that's sticking. The printers.
I think you had originated that.
Whoever. That's a good one.
R.I.P. Patronis. But I want to start that long form plan of either just I had a good conversation with Trevon about that. We got to get him back on the show. He's just such a. I'm glad I met him.
Wealth of knowledge. Like
I'm glad I met him and you know he kind of like pushed me to be like, yo, like it's possible, it's out there to do it. Yeah, I want to believe in myself more and do that. So that was my resolutions.
Man, that's the greatest segue because mine is literally. Well, first I'll start by saying my New Year's resolution is the same every single year.
What's that?
It's a Joel Santana lyric. It's keep doing what I've been doing better than I've been doing. That's just that's what it is. I just want to keep doing what I've been doing better than I've been doing. It's all about momentum and building on top of things. Joel's was that nigga.
He's smart. He's a smart guy.
He was that nigga, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully this Gangster Girls he put out is great, but
I will not be listening. Go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, kind of just piggybacking off of what you said.
I can't, bro. After the verses, I can't. Go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
No, but piggybacking off what you said, I think mine's just to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
I think to really step out on that ledge and really just kind of focus on building, Josh P's Enterprises, whatever that is. Ain't Shit Funny, BlkPrint, working on a couple of different things, but I really just want to focus on building my portfolio of businesses. I think that's something that I've kind of always put on the back burner. Yeah. Because of all the other things I work around, just working with artists and working for different companies. Right. But yeah, and it's who I am naturally. I've always been a person to support a vision, but I have a vision of my own and I want to see it through. So that's my 23 plan and beyond.
It's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. And let us know what you guys' resolutions are. If it's to keep listening to the show, which I hope, then let us know by following myself at LGJohnny5 on Instagram and Twitter, and Joshton Pease on Instagram and Twitter. And he hasn't changed his name yet, y'all. My man MC, it's 2 N's.
I don't know what I'm gonna change it to. Honestly,
in the comments,
change it. What should Mark's new name be for 2023? We're gonna get Josh's letterbox page. We're gonna share the link to with you guys, and we're gonna have movie reviews on B-sides. So I need Josh to go see Megan. I
want to see Megan. I actually was going to see Megan. Maybe that's my first.
That's going to be the first one.
Is it going to be on HBO at any point? You know, be putting
it's a 17-day window, but you're better off just seeing it.
Okay.
At this point, because it's going to be out by the end of the month. Make sure you're listening to our BlkPrint Radio episode with Bansky right after this for public. Patreon should probably already have it, I believe, separately. But next week we got another episode on AMP. Don't know who the guest is. We never do. And yeah, I think that's it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So until next week, for Josh and MC, I'm J5. See you guys later.
Peace, gang.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Let's start with a bop. Oof, you guys are gonna love this one.
Okay, callers, is the album worth a listen? It's so good. I bet you would love the intro. Let's play it.
Whoa, a win like that calls for some victory music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back on the BlkPrint Radio. AMP Radio. Happy New Year. Our first episode of the new year. J5 here with Josh Pease.
In the building. We here.
Yes, sir.
What's good, Mark? Where you at?
Where MC at?
I'm eating a blueberry yogurt right now. It's actually setting my night off pretty nice.
That alternative lifestyle. You see that?
It's very alternative. I don't eat yogurt, bro. That's
Is yogurt feeding into the foods that are just too much to eat right now, Josh?
Yeah, white and creamy. I'm good.
wait a minute though. All right, you know what?
We talked about this before. We don't got to get into
Not
it.
all yogurts. I've had enough of Josh.
Yeah, not all
I'm
yogurts,
just
bro.
it's a personal thing. I'm sorry. It's terrible.
Actually, we got a guest today that I actually want to ask about this question. He is somebody. He's somewhat of a multi-laureate. Like he does everything, and it's only right that we kick the year off with him. He has his own show on AMP 2 that just started as well. My brother, man, a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He's always been cool, always been inviting, always been somebody that I've looked up to in terms of just having raw talent and being an awesome dude. Eddie Gonzalez, what's going on, Vance?
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. I'm watching the Nets lose at the moment. So it's been a rough day. Between that and the Milwaukee Bucks fans just destroying me, it's been a rough day. But we're chilling, man. We're always good.
Oh, we're gonna get into that too. I'm gonna ask you about them type of fans. But I gotta ask you, man, yogurt. What's your you know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on that? Josh says no. MC says, I mean, he's eating it.
I'm with Josh. Keep the white creamy cold yogurt away from me.
Thank you. Yeah, I know it wasn't just like that.
But you eat healthy though, Bands. So there's nothing that you would even put on top of like a salad or anything like that. Nothing of that texture.
I know you're supposed to do like Greek yogurt. I would never I'll do a nice smoothie, like something like that. But I'm cool on yogurt. I'm cool on like dairy in general.
Right.
Okay. That's a little different. That's a little different.
MC, you're not lactose intolerant like pretty much all of us?
Every adult ever.
All y'all are lactose intolerant?
Yes.
I think all humans are, honestly.
So you gotta like pop pills to eat pizza and shit?
Yes.
Yo, I ate like cereal with regular cow milk recently, and just like my body just screamed at me for like 4 days. And it was just really upset that I did that. And I said, "Oh, my bad."
What in LA? I don't even know where you buy regular cow milk. I feel like that shit's just extinct out here. Like it's almond milk, and then
you get it from the gas station.
Yo, a gas station, Mark. The milk from the Wawa got you feeling crazy.
I'm not really buying Red Top like that. Like I'm not really a milk person essentially, but yeah, there is dairy in my damn. This is probably the oldest conversation that we've had, but also like I don't really know how to explain it.
It's only right as we walk into 2023 to have this conversation. I mean, this is how you kick off a show in this year.
Yeah.
But Bands, thank you for being on the show. I mean, we've been trying to get you on for a minute, and we originally thought you were going to have you on in December. It fell through, but thank you for coming through for us in the first show of the year.
Yeah, no, I like how that makes me sound like wow, big time. And then the reason I missed makes it even worse. I'm not even going to share.
Oh yeah.
But
no, I will. No, I will. Here's the thing. I asked Bands. I said, "Hey man," I texted him. I said, "Hey man, what's going on, man? Just wanted to know if by any chance like you could be on the BlkPrint Radio AMP thing." And he says, "I'm gonna be front courtside seat at the Nets game." And I can't make it. And then I was like, oh, damn. Okay, well, shit. Well, what about January? Say, yeah, let me look at my schedule. And you were like, yeah, I can do it. So there you go. And we got banned. So thanks for clearing out your schedule for us. And you're watching the Nets on your 80 screen.
Anytime.
And your 80-inch screen TV. Jesus.
I'm smelling cap on your story, though. I don't remember you ever pitching to somebody in that type of manner and that decor.
I am always.
No, that's how I read his text though, in that tone for sure.
That's how we book guests, man. That's how I book guests. That's how we have shit. You know what I'm saying? We get shit done. We act nice, then when they get on air, we're mean to them. But speaking of being mean, we can't be mean to you because you're part of the AMP family. You just started a show called The Beat. You're going on, I believe, episode 4. I checked it out a couple of days ago. How do you feel about that? How does it feel to be in this family? You know what I'm saying? We've been here for a minute, and I'm glad to see that one of our other partners is on it too.
It's been fun. I mean, I like just having outlets to kind of talk my shit, so it works. I didn't get the BlkPrint, the RNC deal, but it's been fun.
Do y'all see this?
But no, it's been fun. And look, I'm supposed to do them a little more often than I do, but I love the way you can just integrate music and just you know how we are. Like music just intersects with everything we do in life. There's no way around it. And so to be able to be talking shit about the Raiders and then drop some like Bay music, it just really tickles my soul. And it's been fun, man. So I'm supposed to do the beat every Friday and Saturday. I've been locking in maybe like one of those a week. I owe them, and I will be more regularly with it. But yeah, take me out on here. I mean, I just kind of like, I'm like an aux cord connoisseur. So I just like the idea that 10 people will show up to hear me play music. And I take great pride in that. You know what I mean? Like I was the guy burning the CDs and writing, mix 7 on them and taking them to school. So that lives deep inside me. And it's just nice to have that outlet again.
That's so fire to think about, because when people used to do the mix CDs, they would have their own series names. And I think I took that from Gangsta Grills. My series name was like, it was like the XXX series. And it sounds bad now, but I don't know why I did it.
No fucking way. We are going to revisit this combo. We are going to revisit this on a grander stage.
What is it?
He was a big Vin Diesel fan. I get it.
No,
That's very sick. That's very sick. Like no matter what the XXX stood for, like it's if it was the Vin Diesel movie and you were just moved, if it was what XXX usually stands for, it's just sick in all levels.
But it would name notwithstanding, I would always need to have that song number 1. That's why like when we start this show, the first song always got to be Heat, because when it's over, you could just go back to song number 1. That's the song that's the best song out right now, and that was the best part to me about mix CDs.
So what song is kicking off XXX though? Like what song is like track 1?
Like at the time, I'm on One was one of the number 1 songs at the time.
Yo, your CD is XXX and I'm on One is kicking it off. I'm starting to realize what the vibe is. I'm starting to realize what the vibe is here.
He's on some other shit.
What would you like? What was your given platform to download music? Were you a Kazaa guy? Like, were you?
I was on.
Like, what was your shit?
I was on, and MC and Josh too can probably feel me on this too. Like, Boxton was where I got my music, and
okay.
It's BX was it. RNS.
Form Gang. Yep.
This is a
allegedly.
Hey, this is a legal ass conversation right now. But RNS was the shit. I have no downloaded music now. Don't come get me. But like that was my shit back in the day, and like I think every Tuesday or every Friday, really, that's when stuff would leak, right? And then you get the songs. Gangsta Girls will come out. You'd be right in the mixtape section. Where is it? I don't even know where niggas would get the mixtape from, but they would rip it and it would be out. Like I remember waiting for Dedication 2 to come out on and get ripped and stuff like that, and so I could put the songs on XXX Volume 13.
I was so locked in. I had a mega upload paid account. Like I was like, I cannot do the ads. Like I was in too deep. Truthfully, looking back,
you might have been. Remember Gorilla Arms? Did anybody ever download albums and that would be the name? Yes, Vans was Gorilla Arms.
Listen,
downloading was so fun, man. I remember when the day of Billy dropped. Like I'll probably never forget that day because it was like 4 versions of it, and it was just different DJs screaming. Like I miss those days. It's just like there's no fun anymore. There's no hunt. It's just like the artist on Twitter is just dropping SoundCloud links and it's over. It's no fun anymore.
Yes, I mean, and the thing is, I think it's also kind of affected the conversation too, where it's like we all get this at the same time, and people are always rushing to go and leave an opinion on it. And like back in the day, we had to kind of sit with it for a while. Like the number 1, Y'all Gotta Let It Play Out album, Eminem Encore, when niggas was like, hey, we got to sit on this. That the real album. And I was like, nah, this the real fucking album.
Hey, I'm trash because I like 4 of those songs. Even though all this,
you like Toy Soldiers, bro? Come on, man. What'd you say, John?
Toy Soldiers wasn't bad, man. I like the Till I Collapse with Nate Dogg.
That was from Eminem Show.
That was on Eminem Show.
How about that? That's not even an album.
I didn't like that album.
Josh for sure had the bootleg.
Yeah, for sure. Josh had the Eminem collection.
Hey, that's it. That's it. We cannot be bonding over Eminem right now.
No.
Better use of our time.
Let's get back on course. we talked about the beat, and I feel like one thing that's dope about AMP is that it kind of it enhances the situations that we used to have, and we used to be able to talk to other people. One thing that you did, Bands, and you and your merry group of homies back in the day, y'all had Twitter Spaces on fire, if you will.
Right.
And I just want to know, like, what was wrong with y'all niggas, man?
Look, I'm gonna fake flex real quick because it's not because of me, but when me and Kevin got on there and we were debating like Jay-Z versus Wayne on a versus or some shit, but it was like the second at that time. It was the second most listened to spaces ever,
right?
And like Twitter reached out to us. Twitter reached out to me and was just like, I sent them to Kevin's people and it was like, yo, let's try to get a bag. Kevin was with it. But it was like, yo, there's this outlet where we could just kind of shit talk. And people are doing articles and they're like, yo, Kevin was like eating lunch or they're doing this.
Not to interrupt you. Not to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but if you didn't know that Kevin means Kevin Durant. Go ahead.
I like the sound. I like but so that's why I said I'm not taking credit. Like he's like an actual megastar and I'm just like the person who texted him was like, yo, get on Twitter. But yeah, it was like, yo, I realized how that as an outlet. I grew up on like sports radio and shit like that. So it was like, yo, if we can just get on here, get our takes off and kind of laugh, this is dope. And obviously the Lakers fan catfish thing.
Oh yeah.
One, but
I was just about to get to that. Like you had some crazy reveals on these Twitter spaces. Now, if anyone doesn't know, like y'all would be on this shit from noon to night. Like I would be telling Cam, why you got to roll out for y'all talking about the new Drake album on Spaces? Like we on there in 30 minutes. Get your lunch. Go to the bathroom. We on there. I'm like, Cam, what are you doing? What's going on? Like, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to preach like consistency, right? Because that's how you build audiences and all this stuff. And I'm older than most of them guys, so I'm like, yo, we're not doing nothing for free. And they're like, oh, this is funny. Fuck that. Let's have fun. I'm like, all right. There's a lot of time invested in it. I'm like, bro, like we can really sit and have meetings with people or whatever. But I mean, they did build an audience. They built a community, and that's the internet now, right? Like that's what you do. You build communities, and then you try to cash in, or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't care about the money, but that's what everybody does when they're setting up these platforms for people to talk, like AMP or like what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, yo, we could really approach this in a way that makes sense, and who knows? But I think from the Twitter standpoint, I don't know that they ever planned on integrating any kind of payment or advertising, and it's really hard to advertise in live audio. So it just never went beyond that. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun in the moment, and it was causing a lot of ruckus. I know people were pissed. It was like 2 weeks ago. Spaces was gone for like 4 hours. We were like, oh my God.
Thanks, Elon.
So it was right.
But they were, I mean, just hoops fans, any music fans in general, movie fans sometimes. I would go in there and they would be elbow dropping your ass.
Of course. I mean, that's how the internet is, right? Like it's like take a stance and argue. That's what everything's built on. So like I hope you remember, I don't know if you remember, but like we were arguing about like Fast 8 or some shit and you blocked me. Like that's Twitter. That's how Twitter works.
Oh yeah. So, I did block you.
You were going up for Fast 8 like that?
No, I won't. I don't even know why I did it. I think
you're a Vin Diesel fan.
That Triple X boy.
I remember because it was so stupid. It was like he was just shitting on it. And it was like the logic and the physics, and I'm like, just go with it. And he blocked me. I was like, yo.
You know what, man?
And I finally reached out to Cam and was like, yo, tell your boy I'm not all that bad.
No, here's
and now here we are.
I get so much like from both sides. Like I have a trigger finger on the block button. You gotta forgive me because I have like at least what I think I posted it the other week. I got like 876 people blocked on Twitter.
You showed me the light. Like I used to not block. I used to be like on some pride shit. Like I'm gonna just tweet you all fucking day. Like I'm funnier. I'm more clever. Like let's just do it.
Nah,
and now I block.
Nah, you gotta block them. You gotta block them because especially like the thing is with the spaces, you had it easy because you got to see who was trying to put you in the fucking hell in the cell out there. Like there was one where you had Kendrick Perkins in there, and MC actually reminded me of this one.
Oh my god!
What was the issue, MC?
I forgot what it was. I think it was around the time. It was probably like the same week of Rachel Nichols' Gate. I think it was around that time.
That's what it was. And so look, here's the thing about that situation. I kind of don't care. Like I do think Rachel Nichols was in the wrong. You know what I mean? I don't care if Perk like goes to bat for her, smokes her. I don't. It makes me know. Never mind. Like it really doesn't.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't even speaking on that shit. Like I just started it, and then I kind of let all them have their takes and go. And then I get on another one like a day later, and like they're screaming at me. They're cussing me out because why you didn't tell Perk this? Right? I'm like, bro, if Perk wants to jump off the building himself, I'm not getting in front of his big ass. So it was just like, I'm not going to say I didn't know what the issue was, but like, it just wasn't meant no never mind to me. So yeah, I got cussed out for that. And the funny part is like a mutual friend with that girl. I don't know her real name, so I don't want to like say it or whatever. But anyway, they like put us together and was like, yo, you guys should be cool. It's over. And it was like, all right, yeah. I don't take none of that shit personal. I don't like Twitter is just like jokes to me. And so like everybody was like retweeting it and posting it and tagging me and it's like, yo, she smoked you. I'm like, I mean, she kind of did, but if I'm the asshole, if I'm the asshole that like goes hard at the girl that's yelling at me, then it's 100 times worse if I'm like, yo, shut up, let me talk. So
yeah, but
I let her smoke me.
My issue is that y'all was calling people up to the stage that want to get like points off of y'all. Like I don't I could never do that. Like if I see like somebody in here like enable call in on amp and there's somebody that I know is about to get up here and try and act a fool, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it.
So I've heard the arguments, right? I've had people, friends of mine, whatever, go, yo, you know, when you give them the mic, you're you know, when you quote retweet these people, you're amplifying them. You're not necessarily like shitting on them. And I'm like, nah, in my head, I'm shitting on them because I'm always right. And they're like, nah, it doesn't work like that. And it probably doesn't. But in my head, I like to retweet somebody and be like, no, you're wrong. And it's just something about me, I guess. Like I'm just always going to clap back. And it's the same thing for spaces. Like, no, I want to argue with you. Like, come up here. Let's argue. I'm gonna win. And it's going to get me an internet point, and whatever those do and wherever those go, I have them. So it's really stupid, and there's kind of like two ways around it. I know it's stupid, and I'm just keep doing it because I'm stupid.
Jesus Christ! We're actually going to go to a quick break, real quick. I got to play some Sauce Walker. Josh P's put us onto this album a couple of days ago. This shit's crazy.
Yes,
best album out right now.
I'm going to go into the song called Peace Treaties on BlkPrint Radio. We'll be right back with bands. All right, I gotta cut that, right? Because Amp said that it was explicit and it wasn't. So my bad.
Man, I was just about to text you about that. I'm like, what's going on here?
It's saying it like
You must got kids listening tonight.
It's the second, bro. It's the Kids Pop edition. My bad. BlkPrint Radio. We back.
We're back.
It's the second time
we didn't even get the beat drop. That was crazy.
I know. I'm gonna run it back. The real version. My bad, y'all. We're back here. J5, Josh P's MC, and our special guest Bansky. I don't know how that happened. It happened when the Gangsta Boo was instead of explicit, it was clean, and then it said explicit, it was clean. My bad, y'all. It's my fault. It's the first episode of the new year. Give me some grace here. MC, you have something you want to say?
Bands, man, I gotta ask. As we just talked about, the varying amounts of conversation that you can have from people online. You and I, we come from pretty similar areas of the internet. Forums. We had our era on Tumblr for a couple years. Transition to Twitter when Tumblr got whacked. But I think throughout all of that, it kind of stayed standard of having fun with a lot of the conversation that we had in sports, music, a lot of the things that just we enjoyed throughout these past couple of years. How does it feel like kind of having to alter, not necessarily alter, because I feel like you are one of the few that try not to dress up your opinion, even with a lot of the areas and the things that have changed throughout the past couple of years. People really try and bait into that area, and it's kind of hard to, I guess it's kind of hard to navigate where you want to go with a lot of those opinions, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like, damn, do we go back before Twitter? Like, did I find you on Tumblr? Like, is it that far back? But I feel like, you know, the earliest of that internet era, you could kind of say anything. You could really get your shit off. I know people always say, you know, 2011 Twitter, and then people will bite back and say, no, it was worse. It was worse when you could just do whatever. But I mean, the world changed, and you couldn't just like spout off whatever. And then, you know, and I bet you guys went through this as well. Like, as I got into business and I got into media and started building connections, it just like didn't behoove me to shit on ESPN, right? Or what have you. And
yeah.
So you definitely got to balance that as you grow a following, as you're trying to build platforms like you guys do. And, you know, you start working at these important places and you're around all these people. And that's part of it too. Like, yo, I can spout all these takes off on basketball all day, but like I'll have to see Ben Simmons in a few days. You know, I have to see this person. It's not that like I'm afraid to say what I want to say. It's like I do have to weigh these real life interactions, and I think it's better this way. Like I think it's like, yo, you do have to have some consequences to your shit. It's all about whether or not you can actually just still have your takes or stand on what you're thinking. And to me, that all boils down to like, did you actually make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I criticize, I'm only using them because I'm watching the game now, but like if I criticize Kyrie's play, but it actually makes sense in the ideal world, like when I see him and I go, yeah, man, you turned it over a lot. Ideally, he'll be able to go, yeah, I did. Or even explain to me like, yeah, but some of those turnovers are this or whatever. So, you know, it just turned into a thing to me where you just had to make more sense. You could still pop off and talk your shit, but there had to be some basis behind it. And I actually like that better. I think it inquires, it needs more intellect. And so it works for me, I think.
Yeah, it hasn't. I could tell it really hasn't made you jaded, because I would be 1,000% annoyed if Nets World was in my mentions every day. Ooh, what do you mean? You wouldn't tell that to Kyrie in his face. Why don't you go tell Kevin that? It would kind of make me like, damn, watching basketball is kind of like a chore now.
You know, in some ways it is, and I don't want to sound like a prude, but like it can be in a lot of ways. I was talking to somebody about, you know, I do the show on FanDuel called Run It Back, and it's a 3 days a week show. And in a weird way, it turned watching basketball into a job. Like every night I have to kind of watch most of these games and understand what I'm talking about the next day. And so you approach it different. And when you approach it as a job, like it can feel like a job, but the good thing for me is it's like, it's a fun job. It's not the worst job ever. And, you know, the thing about like, yo, you wouldn't tell Kevin, I'm probably like bitching at Kevin more than anybody. You know, like I literally can see him after a game and be like, dog, 8 turnovers? What the? and have him go, all right, but we won, so shut up or whatever. But like, that's my thing is like, if I say it, I'm willing to say it to whoever I'm talking about or talking to. And that goes all the way back to like music criticism when I used to do that way more and stuff like that. It's like, I've interviewed these artists. I've sat down with J. Cole and said, yo, I didn't like For Your Eyes Only. What the fuck was that? Mm-hmm. And you have to have that willingness to stand on your word. And I don't think a lot of people do, because it's so easy to troll and kind of be anonymous now. But I pride myself on that.
And I think a lot of people, they lose that as well. Like people think that we wouldn't. Like we absolutely would. And sometimes in the things that we do and the jobs that we have, and, you know, Josh, back me up if you feel the same way. We have to, in order for things to be successful, we have to be honest. We have to tell our opinions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's kind of what there's value in opinion and point of view. And but I think to Banz's point, like there needs to be consequences to the internet stuff. And I think that's what a lot of that shit lacks. And that's why you kind of get these crazy takes. And some people might feel away and they're like, oh, you're in this space now, so you don't have these crazy hot takes anymore. And it's like, nah, I'm just respectful of the situation and I understand that like there's a consequence to it now. And that consequence might not be a bad one, but I have to back it up and stand on it to some degree. And sometimes I waste that time. You know, like, so I totally get it. It happens a lot in music, and I kind of get over like the Twitter music opinion, because there's so many out there, and yeah, we can have an opinion on the art, but I feel like a lot of people have opinions on the business. And it's like, you don't really know or understand the business. You're just kind of just reading the headlines and making an assumption. So yeah, it's interesting.
I hate that. I hate the business convo of music, because there's so much that goes into a lot of these decisions, and like, it's just beyond. But like, no, I agree. And you said the important word, and it's like a very adult word. And as you kind of work around this, and as you grow more and mature more, respectful. Like, you do have to be respectful. That doesn't mean you can't disagree. You can you can respectfully disagree. And I think I don't say it as like some tough shit either. Like, yo, I'll tell them to their face. It's not like that. But, you know, I'm willing to stand on my opinion. I'm also willing to, you know, I've sat with Kevin and talked ball in various situations, and then him kind of like prove me wrong and go, you know what? I get your perspective. And I think I might have came at that wrong. I think one of the situations that was like that this year is the Draymond fight. And I'm oh, that must happen all the time. Like, you know, fuck it. That's like tough guy shit. And then, you know, in talking to Kevin, and we talked about this on our podcast as well, it's like, nah, that's not normal at all. Like, that doesn't happen all the time. Like, this idea that we're just fighting all the time in training camp and practices, that's not real at all. And I'm like, what? And so he's able to give me more information than I had before. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I was really wrong.
Yeah, and
I think that's the two-way street, right? You have to be willing to accept you're wrong a lot too.
Yeah, and people have just such this inflated view of any popular creative industry, where it's like, well, they're not telling you the whole thing, but I know the whole thing because this is what I've kind of made up in my head. Like, no one's told me this. I just made it up in my head. And I think that that's the most, the most crazy part about it is that like Josh said, there's value in an opinion, and it's like, there's a reason why we're silent. There's a reason why we can't say anything. And there's a reason why we don't talk about things like that. And it's not only to protect, our positions, but it's protect the kind of the sanctity of the magic that is slowly dwindling from a lot of industries right now. Like, we see too much. We're privy to too much. To your point, like the Draymond fight, we should have never seen that. And in fact, us seeing it made it worse. You know what I mean? Like, it made the conversation a discourse at that point, where it could have been, for all intents and purposes, they could adapt up afterwards, and it wouldn't have been nothing. It turned into something way bigger than that, or you just never know.
There's this really great convo. I think it's a podcast. It's Andre 3000 and Rick Rubin, and Andre says that, like, I just know too much about music, and I almost can't enjoy music anymore, because they're talking about, like, he goes off on the flute, and he's not rapping no more and all this stuff. And that's how I feel about certain stuff too. Like, we've become jaded. We know too much, and we can talk wrestling too, because I know that's your guys' lane, and that's actually one of the reasons I gravitated towards what you guys do so much. It's like, wrestling is not meant to be consumed the way we do.
No.
Like, we're not supposed to know Sasha Banks was going to show up in New Japan.
Yeah.
We're supposed to just like fucking be amazed, and we're supposed to hear about it 3 days later and whatever. But like, we knew that like 2 months ago. Right. And it goes like, of course we don't enjoy the product. We know all the fucking twists and turns. We make it suck. Like, we make it trash. And that goes on to like some music. And you remember when I don't remember who did it first. I feel like it might have been Beyonce. But it was like, they didn't list the features on the album. And then all of a sudden you hear like Future or whatever. Like, I forget what album it was.
Was it? I think was it self-titled? I want to say a self-titled.
It might have been that. It might have been, but it was like, we didn't know who was on it. And it was like, oh shit, Jay-Z rapped a verse on it. This is fire. Like, we don't have surprise to anything anymore.
No.
And that's just the world we're in. And that's, I was watching Game of Thrones, and it's like, even when it's beyond the book, the episodes leak. Like, there's nothing is sacred anymore. And I think that ruins a lot of shit for us. And we need to go back to where we didn't know everything. Using Beyonce again, she had this point about, like, I think it was Etta James. Like, I didn't know who she was dating. I didn't know shit. I just heard the songs. And it needs to be better like that. And I think that's true of sports. I think it's true of a lot of different arenas. And, as somebody who works in it, I know you guys deal with it as well. It's like, I almost don't get to have fun with this anymore.
No.
And I just want to have fun with it. Like, I just want to enjoy the games. I just want to, like, but people get mad at me because I'm like, I want like the most entertaining timeline of whatever this is. Like, I want the Pelicans to get the number 1 overall pick from the Lakers because it's just the most chaotic and fun version of whatever the NBA is. Not because because I care deeply about any of it, but like that'll be fun. That'll be a hilarious story. And I just want things to be fun, all of this shit. Right. And I hate that we know so much and we ruin it for ourselves.
Would that necessarily mean that you have a preference on, past publications? Obviously, Bands, you were a big part of the Smoking Section coming up. 5 has been part of Complex, Hundreds, numerous other publications. Would you kind of want to go back to that area where you had the time to formulate opinions and actually tell stories? Or is the microphone a lot more comfortable and free flowing?
No, I can't. I don't want to speak for Bands, but like writing is just such a death sink. Like even when I was doing stuff like at the Hundreds and stuff like that, where it was like the only kind of fun stuff I would do was when I would have someone that wasn't like a traditional like write or do stuff. Like I would get like I would get Josh, and he would write stuff for the Hundreds, and I'd be like, oh, this is cool because we get to talk about something different and it's not normal. I don't feel like they would allow something like that anymore.
No, I agree with you 100%, and I think look, everybody hates Bill Simmons now, but when he was writing really conversational, that was like groundbreaking. That completely changed sports media kind of for the worse. But when he did it changed it. And I remember the guy who used to write on Up Rocks about wrestling, and he ended up being a creep and almost everybody from that era.
Brandon Stroud.
Yeah. He used to write really conversational about wrestling. He used to I forget what his column was called, but that was really interesting. And a lot of the music blogs are like that too. And Smoking Section, that's why I gravitated that. That's gone. Like that just doesn't exist anymore. And that's what makes it tough. I remember talking to Zach Lowe from ESPN, and I'm like, yo, you like really begrudgingly got on TV and on the mic. And he was like, yeah, like I still like begrudgingly do it, but it's so much easier than spending a week writing a piece and revising and just sinking into it. And it's true. I mean, I was used to writing these 2,000-3,000 word, epics. Yeah. And it would take me months sometimes. I had to do multiple interviews. I'd really sit with that shit. Now I can just rant.
I had to do a J305 piece way back in the day. And that shit went through 3 months of revisions and pushbacks. And I was like, bro, this is just J3. Nothing. He's awesome dude. Like he still reaches out to me to this day. Great guy. But he was like, where is it? Like, you sent me out to his neighborhood. I drove around with him all day, all of this stuff. I spent so much time. Where's the piece at? And like, I'm like, I can't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm at now, and when I like switched over to doing podcasting, it was to legitimately get my thoughts out unfiltered and, kind of unencumbered by what was going on in an editing room. And I can't see myself going back to that. It's just, you got to really, really fucking love writing to be writing right now in this era. You know what I mean? When there's just so many quicker ways to get money. I'm not even gonna lie. You got to really love writing to be writing right now.
I mean, yeah, the money is a part of it as well. There's no way around that. Like, when I started writing at Smoking Section, I was writing for free. And then when I finally got paid, I was so geeked. I was getting $10 an article. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to do $100 a month. And that's a rack. And I'm good. Like, I was in school. I was getting, financial aid. So I was like, cool. There is no world in which I could open my laptop for $100 an article right now. Like, there's no, and not just because I'm older, but like, it takes so much time to do that shit. It's just like, it's a tough industry to be in. And I was actually talking to Cam about this today because we were still upset about that Rolling Stone article about masculine rap or whatever.
Oh, masculine rap. Too. Okay.
Yeah. And it was just like a lot of blogging and writing now. It's just like, how can I anger people? You know what I mean? How can I make people retweet this and be pissed off?
Bro, I didn't. When I saw that, how can I get
on this moral high ground? And it's just like, I just can't do it. I'm gonna look terrible.
When I saw that article come out, I just didn't even pay any mind. I knew what it was, but people interacted with it that whole morning. I was like, I knew what this was. Like, listen, if you like Drake, if you like Future, just keep fucking listening to him. Rolling Stone doesn't determine culture no more. I think I told Cam this today. We gotta have Cam drop in on the show one day, but like, he I tell him all the time, like publications don't create the culture no more. The people really do. Like, the people create the community now. You know what I mean? And I think, like, as we go into the future, they will start to see that, and it may go back to the way that it was and see that it should be more community focused, or it may not. But at the end of the day, like, you got to take this shit for face value what it is. Like this person who wrote it has to make money, because I bet you if you were in that person's face again and you say and you press them on, they'd be like, hey man, I did it for some quick bread. That's literally what it is. Like I bet you he don't feel that way.
Like, yo, what you just said is it. The community, the people find shit now. Like nobody wrote an article about Glorilla and that song before it blew. People were finding it on YouTube. They're finding it on TikTok. They're finding it everywhere. They found it. Like, people make shit pop now. And it used to be the blog era. Like, we all come from that, right?
Right.
It used to be you'd find out about Wale on one of those blogs, or you'd find out about J. Cole or Kid Cudi or whomever. And like, there was real tastemakers. Now it's like, yo, people are running this song into the ground on TikTok, and this artist is actually interesting. Oh shit. Or this person has a big following on Instagram. How did this happen? And they have this great song. And it's so much more organic now.
Yeah.
And that's why you kind of have to chase those stories as publications.
Right.
There's nothing else to write about. You're not making artists anymore. And like I said, I was talking to Cam about it, and we're both, we're writers at heart. So it's like, yo, this sucks. Like, I hate where this is going.
I hate it here.
I get the hustle, but I just hate it because I like reading. Like, I'm old. I like to sit there and read articles on my phone, and I can't no more, really.
Yeah, I get it. We're gonna run to a quick break. This is a great fucking conversation. We'll be right back on BlkPrint Radio. You just know that Pimp C had at least another 5 minutes of him calling out imaginary niggas, imaginary enemies at the end of that song. That was UGK. Let Me See It. Classic song. Chose by Josh Pease this week. Well, how you feeling this week, Josh?
That's crazy. That was the first song I listened to this morning, so I just was like, let me add it here.
Wait, what?
BlkPrint. That's a fire ass song.
Was that on your mind? Was that on your mind? It might have been on the mind this morning.
That's actually the first song on that album too, which is crazy. I had to kick the album off.
BlkPrint Radio, Josh Pease, MC here with Bansky. This feels normal, man. It's like, it feels like you're just part of the crew right here.
Yeah, no, I'm like, yo, does it always flow this easily with the guests? Like, should I come back? Like,
pretty much. Like, I can't say we've had like a terrible guest like situation yet, and we're going on a year on amp radio. Our 1 year is coming up very, very fast, Josh.
Yeah, we gotta do something for it.
Yeah, we gotta have a special, like, I don't know, they gotta actually give us the
the net for bands.
Yeah, I got a call just in time for y'all to ask tickets. I got a call. So that was perfect timing. I love it. I got y'all though. Come out here.
So if people want to find you, bands, right? There are so many avenues to find or listen or see you, from the etceteras to Run It Back, all of that stuff. You're one of the working people in media, period. I tell people this all the time. Is there any pressure, like, working on multiple projects? You're hosting, you're producing. I know you're doing creative behind stuff. Like, how do you handle it? And I know, and also, like, you got your own family too.
Yeah, it's funny because when I decided to, like, be a face, to be front facing, it was like, yo, I want to have my hands in all kind of shit. And when I got my agent, nice lady named Gina Paradiso, she was like, yo, we're gonna get you busy. And I'm like, okay, I thought I was ready for it. And then when I started doing shit, it was like, yo, why am I can't even finish God of War. Like, I can't even I didn't even get that far in Forbidden West or whatever that damn game is called. And but it's cool because, like I mentioned earlier, it's work. Yeah, it is work, and it takes time, and I take it all seriously. But I wake up at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I get on Zoom and I talk about basketball with Shams and Chandler Parsons. You know what I mean? Like, I can't complain too much. Like, there's only so much work that's going on. Every couple of weeks, I sit down with one of my best friends and we talk about what we're listening to and how his job is going. And you know, I'd be an asshole to complain about that type of stuff. So
hold on,
it's fun. Like I wanted to be busy,
you said
now I am.
You said you got an agent. Like, what's happening? Wait, we need an agent.
Yo, I definitely get y'all together, man. Like y'all are so rocking. Y'all are so busy and got so much shit going on. I just assumed you guys had.
No, we're not rocking at all. Hold on. We're not rocking at all.
I was listening to the podcast after the CM Punk shit, and you was like, yeah. So the thing is, I just moved into my new house. It's like too big. His agent got him cooking. I love it.
This nigga crazy.
So I didn't know. I didn't know, but we can definitely get some shit together, man. Like
me, Josh, MC, we trying to meet Gina Paradiso. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her, man.
What's the name? I couldn't remember the name.
Hey, yo, you see how locked in he is? She's in LA. We can always put that together. What do you mean?
Listen,
like that's
man,
nothing.
Gina, call us because you know my whole goal right now is to make sure that myself, Josh, MC, we get on the seating list. And we get free. That's all we really need. We need to get seated all of these unions and all this shit. Like we've been talking about this for a year.
You sound like me. That's the same. Like I went from like, yo, I just want to plug and I'll pay. Like I'll pay retail. Just shoot me the joints. You know what I mean? And to now I'm getting a little big headed. So I'm like, yo, if I can get on the seating list, that'd be fire.
You see this?
Like just send me the stuff.
Josh, you see this nigga? This is crazy.
Hey, man, I'm still good with buying, man. Just give me retail, man.
Yo, I just repeated what he said, and he made me sound like I'm trying to be that guy.
So, another
That's
thing
crazy.
that you say, you talk about LA, and of course, I believe you're from Northern California, right?
Yeah, I'm from Sacramento.
Yeah. So, and the thing that has always been interesting about like, you know, all of the stuff that you do is that you kind of moved yourself from Sacramento all the way to the East Coast. Like, what was that transition like? Like, I know that's like, you're missing the hot weather, you're missing the sunshine, you're in cold, snow, all of that stuff.
You know, what's crazy? I had never been out here until I moved.
Oh,
so
shit.
It was like, you know, I was California to the core. I got a job with this social media company, and they actually got bought by Warner, like, I don't know, last year, the year before. But it was a startup. And so the dude hit me on Twitter from this account called comedy.com. And his name is Barack.
I would have thought that was some Nigerian scam.
No, yo, I thought I was being scammed the whole time. Like, the dude's name is Barack. He's like, yo, I want to talk to you about a job, all this shit. I'm like, whatever, man. I sent my number because I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get paid. And he calls me and he's like, yo, I know it sounds like some bullshit, comedy.com and some dude named Barack, but I'm serious. And it went from there. But yeah, the long story short version is they moved me out to New York. And they helped me get set up out here, and I love it. Like, I love just the energy of New York. And you know, the first day it was so fast, it was so busy. I hated it. I remember I called back home like, yeah, I can't do this shit. I'm definitely not taking this job. But by the second day, like I remember I went and bought some AirPods because I was riding the train like just with nothing, right? But the second day, I'm like, oh no, I get it now. Like everybody's just minding their business. They're hustling, they're grinding, they're going somewhere. This is fire. And I was in Soho. I went shopping. I did all kind of shit. And I'm like, nah, I got to do this. I got to live this life. And I love it out here. And it's brought me so much opportunity. You know, maybe me and KD, we strike up a friendship if I'm still in Sacramento, but I'm not able to like go to his crib. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not able to go sit down and cook up ideas, and then that lead to us, you know, putting plays together. So it's just brought me so much that I'll forever be grateful for being out here. And, you know, if I don't have to, I'm never moving back. Like I will stay out here. My daughter loves it. My family loves it. I know y'all are LA boys now, but yeah, I went out there for the summer, like for like a week at a time, a couple of times, and it was perfect. Like I could never live there, but I can go for a week and be like, oh, this is fire.
I
and go to Delilah's like twice.
I can't
and then come back
Delilah.
home.
Hold on, nigga. Delilah's? This nigga's crazy.
Wild overrated, by the way.
I couldn't see, like, Josh, I couldn't see you moving to the East Coast.
Nah, that's not for me. I don't like the weather is my biggest thing. I do like the energy. That's the one thing I'll say. I love traveling out there, spring, summer. I just like you walk outside and you make some money. So I love New York for that. Like, 'cause everyone's hustling. There's always good, just like business energy there.
Where were you at for the Kendrick show again, Josh?
New York. I went to Brooklyn out there for that show, and then it was at Barclays actually.
Oh, it was at Barclays. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought Mark was trying to set you up with some B&D.
I was gonna say,
I thought he was gonna say Dumbo. I'm about to say I knew he was out there by them apartments.
we did the little after party show at Dumbo House. That shit was crazy.
Oh, you went and saw Hov in them. You did that.
Yeah.
Listen, hey Gina, Gina, we making a shake. You know what I'm saying? With or without you. With or without
really
you, Gina.
Outside with it.
Hey,
I'm a spectator, man. You really in the game. I get it.
but it makes it all worth it, man. When you have those, you know what I'm saying? He's just Katie's friend. Don't listen to him. Tweets. It makes it all worth it, right?
Nah, like for real. I mean, I've had surreal moments since I've been out here, and I don't even say that like I lose sight of it because when you're focused and you're trying to like make shit happen, you're just so in the moment that you don't realize that I went to the Super Bowl because Twitter took me, like shit like that. It was just like it was mad busy, and I'm trying to get what I need to get done while I'm out here. And so moving out here is just like I would have never been able to do 90% of the things I do now if I was still in Sacramento.
Yeah,
that's true. It's all about access. That's one thing I've always kind of felt like is just like your proximity to like opportunities is always a big thing. And the internet has definitely kind of helped that, but it never, being on the ground and being in New York or LA, it's like nothing beats that.
Yeah, and you know what I think has kind of like come around from the internet? It used to be like, yo, you could get off being cool on the internet and you can make shit happen. But now people want to meet you. And they want to make sure you're not a weirdo in person and shit like that. And because I think because too many people ran into too many weirdos. And it was like, all right, I got to see what some motherfucker look like and how he carries himself and that type of shit. I know I'm like that now. Like, I can't really rock with nobody unless I actually see them and spend time with them and understand, like, their whole vibe. Everybody can tweet good now. It's, everybody's fly. Everybody's fly on Instagram. But, like, yo, if I take you to the vibe, like, are you gonna kill everything? Like, are you gonna be able to fit in and function? And that shit makes a difference to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, there.
Have you had any awkward situations like that where you link with somebody, even if it's professional, if it's just somebody that you're talking to on Twitter is like, hey, come down to XYZ. Like, have you had many awkward situations like that? Yes. And I don't want to name names, but I've definitely, did the Twitter link and been like, oh, this is weird. Like this, I'm cool off that. Or even like work with people like from afar.
Was it Big Biz?
No, I've never worked with Big. Man, that's your story, man. Like that's not my.
Wait. What I do?
Hey man, so the Nets are coming back right now.
Damn, nobody want to talk about that. All right, whatever. I'll read my way out of that one. Dance.
I've had enough of this.
What are some things you're looking forward to doing in 2023? What are some of your goals? I think the people really will want to know, with someone who does so much as you, is there any plans on you doing more shows, or are you trying to just focus on making the ones you have right now just the best they can be?
It's a little bit of both. I think, especially in the immediate, like I'm trying to, I want Run It Back to be a great show. And then I want it to be a popular show. And then whatever that becomes, I want the et ceteras to continue to grow. And, it's funny. You would think, okay, we have Katie, we have his built-in audience. But there's still like a element of building a bigger audience. There's still an element of getting outside forces into it and stuff like that. So I want to grow the projects that we're working on and what is the expansion of those ideas? When I got into media, and especially when I really got into like production of media and working kind of like top down, it was like, the idea was always, I want to see people that look like me and sound like me talk about things I like. So I always want to pursue ideas like that. I always want to tell stories of things we care about. You know what I mean? And so as more opportunities arise and different storytelling platforms, and that, to me, that's always the challenge with media. 10 years ago, I could write a 2,500 word profile about, whatever album I like that came out last month, SZA or whatever. But now it's like, yo, you're going to have to go to a podcast and talk about it. You're going to have to do a short video for Instagram. You're going to do something different. And so it's just like exploring other ways of storytelling.
Right.
So it's what's next. I'm always trying to figure out what's next. Is it AMP? Is it, I'm not sure people are listening to 90-minute podcasts anymore. So it's like, all right, are we doing TikToks? Are we doing 45-second shorts and making shit work? And to me, it's just continuing to explore those ideas.
I want to explore the ways of how to pull off these 20-leg parlays, man. I've seen too many niggas eat, man.
Yo, I don't believe the internet, man. We still teaching you that, Mark? We still teaching you that one?
It's Photoshop bullshit? Don't tell me that, because now I'm going to just delete the app.
What do they say about Instagram? They only post the highlights. Nobody posts the lowlights.
The L's, yeah, that's true.
Jesus Christ.
That is 1,000% correct. All right, one last question before we jump out here, bands. SZA, Summer Walker, 20 records apiece. Who's walking out?
Jesus.
It's SZA, but like Summer's gonna fight. You know what I mean? Like she's gonna win some rounds. I've seen her in person at the Garden, and she get a lot of unnecessary slander. Like that's will forever be my baby. I don't know who you got, but I don't know if SZA's made a bad song. So it's kind of hard to go up against some shit like that. Like that's a monster. She been number 1 for 3 weeks. I couldn't believe that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So who you got?
Yeah. It's hard. It's funny that question comes up all the time. We be arguing about it. I finally figured out you can't compare the two. It's like comparing Whitney Houston and Mary J. Blige. It's just two different artists. They make two different types of music. Like it's different for me at least.
By the way, the song they did together was amazing. So
that's just
at least we have that, But like, look, to scratch a little bit below the surface, like I do appreciate that those two separate kind of subgenres of R&B can be done that well. I feel like Summer is a meme now, but her albums are fire. And the way she's able to kind of be relatable. Like I don't have 4 baby dads, like you know what I mean, but she's able to make the drama of kind of that shit be an entertaining show. And even the albums before that, where it was a lot less of that and a lot more of just kind of this young girl figuring life out or whatever. And SZA's the same way. Like I don't know if I'm supposed to relate to SZA's music at all. Like I never felt like I was supposed to relate to Control, but there's this journey of self she's on and discovery, and I relate to that type of shit. And so I just love what they do. I love that it's successful what it is, because I know a lot of people feel like R&B can't be. And I mean, SZA's a megastar. Like, she's the second biggest artist on that label, or what used to be that label. And the other one is the Pulitzer Prize winner and all that shit. So it's dope to watch them be successful in the way they have been.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, did he tell him R&B ain't dead?
Jesus Christ. And we're up to our hour, of course. It sucks that, what I'm saying, it feels like it was only 30 minutes. But Bands, thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah, look, we'll be back with Etceteras next week. Hopefully the Nets win streak continues. But yeah, that's Etceteras with Kevin Durant. It's on Boardroom, on their YouTube. It's on all the platforms you would get a podcast. And we'll just continue to grow that and expand that. And, my goal always is to, what I told them when we started talking about ideas, it's like, I want people to see the KD that I see when I go to the crib and we're watching games. You know what I mean? And I feel like we get as close to that as we can. And it seems like people like it. And I know that like I'm the annoying co-host, and it's fine. It's way more famous than me. It's cool. I'm just trying to get Fitz off and ask the questions people supposedly care about.
Let's look at that. Gina, call me. Come on.
Beyond that, you can catch me on Run It Back, which is on FanDuel TV. It's kind of the morning talk show, NBA. We're on there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you can't find FanDuel TV on your cable, we're also on YouTube and all that good stuff as well. I guess today I pissed off the Bucks fans. It's whatever. And yeah, on AMP. I'll be on AMP Fridays and Saturdays, 10 o'clock, my bad, a.m., playing some of my favorite music, talking the same shit we were talking today. We might talk media, we might talk sports, we might talk Top Gun being the best movie of last year or whatever. But, just want to have a place to get my shit off, to bring my friends on to talk and have fun. So, yeah, that's what we got going now. And then, hopefully we cook up some more stuff. I got to come talk wrestling with y'all.
Okay, you want to be on the A show?
I got bones to pick, man. I got
what you doing? What you doing next week? Mills is off. Let's talk.
I'll come rock next week.
Let's talk.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm going to California on Thursday.
Wow, that's so funny. That's so funny. I'm coming to New York tonight, and you're leaving tomorrow. So that's crazy.
No, next Thursday.
Oh, next Thursday.
Let's link in town.
Oh yeah, let's link. We'll link for sure. Okay, so we just set something up. You know what I mean? If next week,
Look at that.
If next week the BlkPrint we on FanDuel talking shit, you already know. We talked to super agent Gina Paradiso. Thank you so much. We're gonna be back with a new episode of the BlkPrint next week, a little bit later because obviously I'm gonna be out of town. But it's gonna come out when, MC, like Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday for the patrons, Wednesday for everybody else.
All right, cool. So until then, thank you guys for listening to BlkPrint Radio, and we'll see you guys next week for a new episode of the BlkPrint. Peace.